Times we have over here. All right, what do you say? Let's go ahead and dive into the main topic. I know it's really early, but again, I have like 4 videos on this whole Lego saga, and I'm just gonna, delve right into it to kind of see. It's really weird because I see a lot of people talking about it. I mainly have a video from the actual people involved. I've got videos from Moist Critical, Charlie, talking about it, and then also H3 brought on the guy that I guess who made the video, who this whole subject's about. Ethan brought him onto their stream, and they had a talk with him. So that's all what we're going to be watching. Why don't we start off with Penguin Zero Moist Critical's first video covering this, and let's dive into what. Because I guess this is the first time I probably even heard about it, was on his video from the 26th, which would be 4 days ago. I know how to do math. There you go. Turn up the volume.
I'm going to intro this video because there's nothing I can say that will actually.
If you guys could, please do let me know how the audio levels are.
And diabolical scandal justice. But I will give you the premise. It's around Legos. And I know you probably immediately roll your eyes going, oh, well, that's probably nothing super crazy. Buster, you don't know the half of it. A YouTuber named Reckless Bin conducted a thorough investigation on a huge Lego.
Yeah, so this is definitely the guy. If you see Reckless Ben, yeah, so they brought him on the podcast on H3, yesterday? And they did like an entire, what was it, from 213 on to, the rest of the video. So more than an hour, goodness. So there's a lot of content for us to kind of check out.
Lego-related crime. It is a crazy web of malicious bad actors, shady individuals. It's like the Lego cartel. I don't know how to do this intro to really lay the foundation in a way that captures the scope because it is that big. So I highly recommend you watch his entire video. I'm going to go over a lot of it here because I have been...
And the way I feel like the way Charlie is putting this, I don't really feel like he's like super exaggerating. Like it. Oh, I forgot how to play this. Okay, I don't necessarily feel like he's even like exaggerating what exactly is happening. Like it does literally feel like there's like shady business people that are involved in terms of this strange Lego malpractice.
I'm captivated by this, and this is only part 1. It actually. There's more to it, but I think it's only fitting that we start from the very beginning.
And spent his life collecting what's now known as the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection ever. It's estimated to be worth around $200,000. And then the entire thing got stolen, and the police are actively working with the thieves to cover the entire thing up. But the craziest part is that the collector doesn't even know that his collection's been stolen. Yeah, the collector's son, Brian, well, he reached out to me because he has no clue how to break this news to his dad.
So that's the surface level analysis here. It becomes like a full-blown fucking noir film, though. It gets so deep. But fundamentally, a individual who has spent years and tons of money accumulating an extremely valuable Lego collection worth up to $200,000 of value, has had it stolen from him, unbeknown to him, and unfortunately law enforcement has repeatedly shown that they have no interest in investigating this case or helping in any way, and have instead been far more on the side of the dubious perpetrators.
And it's basically like he was saying, from what I understand, is, again, it is like this shady organization that is like going around, and there's another video we'll check out of another like Lego of more people who are like kind of, I guess, victims in the situation. I think this other video says, hold on, let me get rid of this Drake real quick. Be gone, monster. Yeah, this other video. What is it? They took our Lego store and life savings. Help us fight back. So I almost wonder if this is the people that are actually involved. And this video is from 2 days ago, so... Okay, so I think this is the people that are actually involved when we get to this video. But yeah, they're actually talking about how they were scammed.
And this individual's son has reached out to this YouTuber, Reckless Bin, because he's just caught between a rock and a hard cock at this point. Like, there's very few options left, since going through the proper channels of, like, the police, who you would expect to, you know, maybe do something about this, because it is a crime, it is a big deal. That's a lot of money, by the way. But that was fruitless. They were far more interested in just shooing them away and even threatening to have them arrested multiple times. So Brian, the son, teamed up with Ben and his team to do everything they could to try and either get him his Legos back, his father's Legos back, or get them the payment that they were due for the Legos, which, a lot of money.
But anyways, the thief of this collection is actually a corporation called Bricks and Minifigs.
Bricks and Minifigs, the biggest toy store of its kind.
Is the largest toy store.
Bricks and Minifigs were not just your average Lego store.
For collectors, Bricks and Minifigs is basically seen as the best and safest way to sell your Lego collections.
I'm selling my Legos.
Now, even me, a drooling Cro-Magnon man who is not deep into the Lego community, I've heard of Bricks and Minifigs. They are a big corporation.
I definitely feel like I've heard of the company from somewhere. I mean, obviously, probably something Lego related, but Bricks and Minifigs, like, I've definitely heard them. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm not, like, deep into the Lego universe, the Luniverse. All right, sorry.
And
I'll
do know
let
that
him
they
play
are considered, or at least were considered prior to this, the gold standard when it comes to selling your Legos. So the fact that they are the corporation that's implicated in this actually was pretty surprising to me, because they're like the only company in this space that I'd heard of. And it turns out, well, might not be all sunshine and titties over there. It may be a lot of malicious bad actors, potentially.
Brian thought that this would be the perfect store to finally sell his dad's Lego Star Wars collection.
So I wrote up a contract.
In the contract, it says that these are still the family's
Okay, so here's the specifics.
Lego sets, but every time one gets sold, the store gets to keep a small percentage of each sale.
This was a store's worth of inventory. So that store that day was nothing but my dad's collection. Like, all the shelves filled. They had to bring in extra shelves and filled the whole party room with shelves.
But the owner of the franchise, this woman, well, her husband had to actually leave the country due to some work-related reasons.
My husband and I were planning on moving out of the country.
They did everything correct.
Wait, that... You're planning on moving out of the country for... Okay, I hope they explain it, because $200,000 worth of Legos I don't think would be enough to allow you to do that, but...
Correct when it came to selling his father's collection to Bricks and Minifigs. So they got his Library of Alexandria of Lego collection. They got the fucking One Piece. And basically,
I mean, don't get me wrong, $200,000 worth of anything is still... Obviously, that's still a boatload of whatever it is.
Entire store's inventory, they had to call in the cavalry in order to take it all. And the owner of the franchise, which is that woman right there that is being interviewed by Ben, made a mention that her and her husband were actually planning on moving out of the country. And when she informed corporate about this, they said that, you know what, there is a seller who is potentially interested in owning in that area. And then it went straight down the shitter. It spiraled into some degeneracy where they informed her that they were terminating her franchise agreement. They were threatening to call the cops on her. You're excommunicado here, like it's fucking John Wick. And she made a point to say, you know, this isn't right. This is not comfortable. I'm not leaving without doing inventory. But they wanted her out of there. You know, hit the road, Buster. And it's actually backed up by irrefutable evidence.
She was actually able to save all the security camera footage from that night, proving that everything she just said is true.
All the footage and evidence is there. In the security cam footage, it's him at the store kicking her out. In that footage they sent us is Crystal asking him, how am I supposed to pay this guy? These are sets he has not been paid for. The corporation is sitting there on video saying they're going to take it.
After this woman got kicked out of her own store, she called Brian explaining how corporate just came down and is now trying to take the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection without paying for it.
I feel like I have to be extremely careful in pussyfoot.
I hate to say this, but I hope, did they say how the transaction exactly occurred? Like, why would you walk? I mean, I guess $200,000 is a lot of money, but why would you walk out of there without compensation in any way? I don't know. That seems fishy to me already. Again, not to inherently, I guess I am throwing blame on them. All right, sorry, I figured it out.
What I'm allowed to show, but in Reckless Ben's video, he does show the security camera footage, and it does have someone go in confirming that they are taking on that business. And most notably, a very important thing that is captured on film is him saying that they also take on the consignment. That means that they are legally taking on the responsibility of Brian's Legos. At least, as I understand it, that's how it seems to be. That is something very important to remember going forward. I mean, how do you possibly wiggle your way out of that one? That's pretty indefensible. It's right there on camera, 4K in the cringe compilation. It feels like checkmate to me, but this is bricks and minifigs we're talking about. These are super villains here. We got some like actual diabolical demons in that food chain. So Brian, the son, reached out asking, well, what happened to the previous owner? And that's when he was informed that, oh, she's gone. She went straight to Valhalla.
That's gotta be so like. That's gotta be so like insanely shocking. Like, imagine going back into the store and then finding out the person that you made the transaction with has been let go or something. Like, your heart has to like absolutely fall out of your chest, right? Like, I don't. Like, to me, that seems pretty insane. I'd be pretty rage-inducing. Like, I would hope that, like... I know a lot of people don't have money. I mean, I don't even know how I would fix it, but, like, you'd almost have to find a way how to get, like, a lawyer involved or something. But I guess that's part of the idea of the story is that I think they're saying that, like, the people that own the company or who are trying to scam them have lawyered up with like the best lawyers you can find or something like that, and they're like extremely litigious, so it's, I don't know.
Valhalla, corporate's taking this over now. And he was like, okay, well, what about my collection? All that vintage Star Wars that you have in your store right now on your shelves, that's ours, and we haven't been paid for it. We have a contract. We have all of this evidence of this deal, and still haven't been paid. And things soured. They weren't willing to play ball with that, and then eventually it led to Brian and the store here, the new guy, clashing, where he was like, okay, so like what's next steps here? Maybe we go to court. And the guy, according to Brian, crossed his arms, and really he had an exorcism moment there. He let the mask slip, he let the evil out, and was basically just threatening him, saying like, look, if we go in this route, we are going to basically bleed you dry. We are going to drain the piss from your balls legally, and it will...
But I guess my response to that to be like, this is where you would definitely get like a, like you would not want to say crowdfund, but you would definitely ask for like donations. You'd be asking for people to assist you with giving you money to help you out, because this is definitely something that like the internet would definitely, people like me would happily give you a couple of bucks here or there to, you know, assist with things like that. So I guess that's probably the easiest thing to say about how they could probably gather up the funds to fight something like this.
Will end up costing you more than you would have ever gotten for this collection in the first place. So if that's what you want to do, buckle your seatbelt, that kind of thing. And Brian's like, okay, well, what was I supposed to do? Because Brian's father, the owner of this collection, has had health problems, and it's not exactly something they can afford to do, getting into this extremely lengthy, extremely expensive...
Oh, of course. I wonder if that's why they were looking to sell, was to help with medical stuff. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad for people to take advantage of someone who is, you know, probably down bad and could really need the money to help out with things.
Legal battle. So now that brings us to Reckless Ben's involvement here, because there aren't a ton of options for Brian's family. And since that interaction, they have been flooding their social media page with those vintage Star Wars Legos that they still haven't paid for, which feels like they are just gloating and goatseeing, just openly mocking Brian.
I'm not going to explain I'm not going to explain that reference. That's on you guys to go find out what goat seeing means.
And his father's
Have fun with
collection,
that.
just insulting the family.
And why are the cops not helping?
But luckily for Brian, a YouTuber ended up catching wind of this story and created a team of YouTubers to do whatever they could to get Brian his Legos back.
This is the full inventory of all the sets and minifigs.
We can figure out how to get this guy his money and his stuff back.
But right after they started, they instantly stopped working on this case. So I called one of them to find out why.
So they were threatening legal action against us. You know, Bricks and Minifigs, which is a pretty big company who probably has way more resources than we can, you know, really put up a fight against.
Bricks and Minifigs knows that they can just bully anyone that tries to expose them with frivolous lawsuits.
So this story here wasn't something that totally flew under the radar. There were people that knew about it. So there was a group of YouTubers that wanted to try their best to get him his money for his collection. But when they picked up the case, they were allegedly threatened with legal action from Bricks and Minifigs, which is something we've seen countless times in the past with these corporations, that when some of the dirtiness starts to hit the mainstream, they then lash out litigiously to silence them.
Yeah, it's like the age-old, I got money, you don't got money. I can bully you around because of that. Classic. Just classic. Classic villain energy, villain arc
like
energy.
RecklessBin says, to bully them into this submission because they know they have more money and they are going to use that against these YouTubers that don't have the means of fighting against a company of their size. Now, what happens next in the video is something I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share. In RecklessBin's video, I've noticed he's edited it to have like blurs around the video, but it's not actually blurring anything, but I think he was trying to with the YouTube editing tool. So I'm just going to describe what happens, and if you want to see it, go to RecklessBin's video for it. But he actually goes directly to the Bricks and Minifig, 16-hour drive with his friends. He went there and he was wearing the glasses that you can record with, which you've seen a bunch of fucking TikTok pranksters using for nefarious means. But he goes there and he just asks the employee, hey, I'm here inquiring about Brian's collection. He uses the name Brian. And immediately, they've only had like 2 sentences shared between him where he says hello, and she says hello, you know, how are you, that kind of thing. And then he says, hey, I'm here to ask about this Lego collection from Brian. And then she instantly says, you need to leave. And then she starts putting up a big stink about how she's being harassed, even though he hasn't said anything else. He's just mentioned Brian's Legos and asked, you know, like, what's the deal with all of that? She instantly starts playing this card of like, he's harassing me, holy fuck! It hurts! And then she gets on the phone, talking about like, check the cameras. This fucking creep psychopath has come in harassing me, all because he's asked about Brian's Legos. She then tried to give him the runaround, saying like, this is corporate, not me. Scram, dweeb, take it up with corporate.
That is pretty insane. Is there video of that? I would love to see that.
But he already went to corporate and he showed more footage of that interaction where they at corporate were saying, well, you got to take it up with her. So they're just giving him the runaround, just sending him on a wild goose chase here. This game of hot potato that nobody wants to actually like take responsibility for. Eventually he does get the owner of that shop on the horn and says, hey, I'm looking to get these Legos back for my friend. And he keeps saying, why do you think you're entitled to our inventory? And then he says, like, hey, look, I have the contract. These are still his Legos. And by the contract that they have Brian with this store, seems like they are indeed still his Legos. So he's saying, hey, they're his. And he goes, you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you an idiot? That's what the owner keeps saying to this guy. And then the police arrive.
We just have them in the store, and we just like to pick them up, I guess, because they were going to sell it for us, but I guess they're not selling it for us anymore.
But does it sound like they want you here, right? So they
well, but they have our sets, though, yeah.
I understand that. But right here, the factor is that they don't want you. They're a private owned store, and they don't want you on the front. Okay.
That is... I'm sorry. That is so incredibly messed up for a police officer to be over here saying that our stuff is in there. Can we get our stuff? No, they want you gone off of their private property. but that's my stuff. Like, why in this case is this something that they're writing so hard for the business for, when, for like, let's say there's other things like domestic disputes at home. Like, if you have a domestic dispute between a couple or something, almost 100% of the time, a cop will accompany the person to go into the house if the other person's there. And let's say it's a woman who, if there's a domestic dispute and the woman wants to get out of the house but has stuff that she really wants in the house. I mean, they almost 100% of the time, the cops will accompany the woman into the house to get her stuff, right? Like, why in this case is this any different than that? I mean, I guess the argument would be that's not a house like that isn't private property, but you're still talking about property though. Which, yeah, if they haven't paid for that stuff, then it's not their property, right? It should be the Brian and his parents' I don't know. That's just really, really odd, and just to see the cop writing so hard for them.
But I don't want them to keep the Lego sets though.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
The police officer literally didn't care at all that the store just stole $200,000 worth of Legos. For some reason, he made it seem like I was the bad guy.
So you are trespassing here. So
Okay.
Trespass for life. So if you come back.
Oh, for life?
Yeah. If you come back, you could be arrested.
This part I feel like I can show. This is now outside of the business interacting with law enforcement, so I'm pretty sure this one's okay. You can see this interaction. So the officer shows up because the lady had called the police about all of this, and he is now being trespassed for life. He is blacklisted from entering this Bricks and Minifigs forever, till the heat death of the universe. And Reckless Ben is trying to explain, hey, I'm here because we had a deal. They're not selling the Legos, so I'm here to try and get them back. And he's not listening to it at all. He's not even entertaining the idea of, like, maybe he had a reason to be here. Maybe there is something going on.
Brian did warn me that the police are actively trying to cover this up. So Brian and I are now officially trespassed from the store. And if we ever come back to ask for his own Lego collection back, then we're gonna be arrested.
Is there, I guess, a reason why they're able to just take all the Legos and not give it back, or?
So you just gotta leave.
I just have to leave?
So leave now.
Now, I've watched a lot of body cams. I'm something of a connoisseur of body cams, and this behavior from the officer is a little peculiar because in instances of, like, someone being trespassed, I've usually seen, like, a conversation about, like, what was your purpose here? Like, why?
Yeah, well, the cop isn't even, like, giving an explanation. It's obvious the cop's not giving an explanation as to, like, why you're being asked to leave. I don't know, I just feel like this cop is he's not being descriptive, like anything.
Why were you here in the first place? And he's trying to explain, like, hey, look, they took this from me, like, my friend. And then he's even asking the officer, well, what can I do to get it back then?
Oops.
And instead of answering that question, he's just like, nope, you've just got to leave. Which is odd, because typically, if there is, like, an actual reason for them being there, the officer, in the past, from what I've seen, has guided them to, like, hey, we'll take it up with this department, or we can look into this later, file a report, that kind of thing. The officer's not doing anything like that. He is instantly just shutting that shit down, putting the kibosh on it, just reiterating that you've got to leave. And, like, I understand he was called there solely to trespass him, but even still, he could say, like, we can handle this, you know, through the official channels, through this way, if there is actually a grievance here, but for now, you just have to leave the property. That's how I've seen it handled in the past. Now, since he was trespassed from that location, he went back to corporate and actually talked with the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. His name is Ammon McNeff, and he just instantly goes liar, liar, pants on fire mode. Again, this is filmed with his glasses here, so I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, but if you want to see it, I guess while it's still up on Reckless Ben's channel, you can go see how this went. But he is now denying that they even have Brian's Legos. He's like, who is Brian? I've never heard of that guy. So then Ben pulls up their social media showing all the posts that they have made about Brian's collection.
What am I doing here? You may draw the sun and moon into alignment for 15 seconds, empowering either your nature or arcane spells. Yes, that's why it says the cop doesn't seem right. No, not at all. He's not being... I mean, well, gosh, I'm just going to repeat But the way Moy said it is that typically, yes, if there's a problem with a cop or something, the cop will at least generally give you some sort of understanding of how it can be resolved or how you can go about fixing the situation. Like he'll tell you what department or whom to talk to. You know what I mean? This cop has just been like, no, you need to leave.
Vintage Star Wars,
which is like just so, it's very sus, very sussy. Because again, like a cop has to answer the questions, and these guys are like, well, what are we supposed to do? I mean, we haven't been paid yet, and all of our stuff is still in this store. How do we resolve this? And the cop is just like, no, you need to leave. And it's, yeah, not cool, man.
Showing them that they are literally flaunting it, and even showing like where they talk about the value of his collection, showing it to his face that they do have his Legos. So even though he keeps like outright denying it, their own social media betrays his words. It then goes the same way it always seems to with these bricks and minifigs zombies. This guy actually has a cartoonishly evil mustache. He's got a twirled mustache, and he ends up just saying, you know what, you're wrong, get the fuck out of here, don't know what you're talking about, if you come back, you'll be arrested. So he gets the police on there, and he's basically been trespassed there, so he can't step foot. He then, through a series of plans, gets a employee of the store on his side, gets the owner's number, and then calls the owner directly, and finally presents the contract to the owner, who is once again doing the same thing the CEO was, saying, I don't know what Legos you're talking about, we don't have these Legos, what are you blabbering about, weirdo? So he sends him the contract, he's like, oh, well, I never signed that contract, there's no signed contract with me, and he's right, because it is the previous owner's name on there.
Oh, that's so messed up. So did that place of business, so yeah, the crazy thing is, so did that place of business literally fire the previous store manager, just so that they could knowingly scam this guy out of his collection of Lego stuff? Because again, like he's saying, they're saying, oh no, I didn't sign on any dotted line. The person that signed that doesn't work here anymore. My girlfriend lives in Canada and goes to a different school. Sheesh.
There. But the thing is, when they took it over, they said that they are taking on those previous business agreements. They are taking on the consignments like this Lego collection that they had from Brian, which they are still actively hawking. They still have it, and they haven't paid for it. So that excuse can't work. I don't feel like there's some legal loophole there when they have taken over this business and agreed to take on these consignments, according to what we have evidence of. So I feel like there's no way that they could weasel themselves out of it, like actually by law. It feels highly illegal what they're doing. And once again, these brainwashed ghouls at Bricks and Minifigs devolve into the same thing. You're harassing me! I'm calling the cops. So once he is basically, you know, putting the fucking full Nelson here, the contract is there, he tries to claim that's not how the law works. We don't take on the business that we take over. So like this previous owner's contract no longer includes us, even though we're still selling that inventory, and even though the contract is still applicable to the business we took over, even though it's just not my name on there, so it doesn't count, which means we don't actually have to pay for this collection that we have an agreement with and that we are still actively selling. You guys are wrong, you're harassing me, and I'm calling the cops. That's how that ends with the owner there. And then Brian talks about how when he tried to sue them, oh, I forgot to mention, the owner, of course, tried to play hardball, saying, well, sue me then. If that's how the law works, sue me. Because he knows that as this big corporation, they have enough resources to drag it out and make it very painful for just the average Joe Schmo. And then Brian starts to talk about how when he did try and sue them, go through the legal channels, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing or easy.
Brian already tried to sue him, and it didn't work.
We've been to a couple attorneys, and they basically spelled it out, saying here's the path that's going to happen if you go down each of these routes. They're now in Spain, so we're getting into that whole international thing just to have them an injunction on the store to have them go back and prove what they've sold and not.
Wait, so the people that run that company are in Spain now? So the people that they are technically trying to sue aren't even in the U.S.? Oh my gosh. It sounds like these people are literally doing absolutely anything they can to not be held liable for like anything that's going on there.
Not, that's like $60,000 to $70,000.
Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs knows that Brian and his dad don't have nearly enough resources to sue a company as big as Bricks and Minifigs.
He's like, we're gonna keep these. You're gonna walk away from this. You're not coming back. And if you choose to sue us, we will drag this out in court till it is well past what this collection is worth.
Which is something he touched on earlier with the initial threats that were made against him when he tried to inquire about either the payment for his father's Lego collection, which they have, or getting the Legos back, which they're refusing to do. They have this huge inventory that they have not paid for. They have not fulfilled the obligations of the contract with the store, and he is not getting them back, and they're saying he's not entitled to it. It's so fucking disgusting, man.
Their tagline, because it's boring, and I changed it to "We steal from old people." And now the tagline's actually accurate. Also added a cute little company logo. And this is my plan of how I'm gonna make it into court with Bricks and Minifigs for free. Is where I'm gonna make my grand reveal. You see, this entire time, my company name was actually called We Steal From Old People. Yeah, the words Bricks and Minifigs, that's just the company tagline. In America, there's no specific law that says whether the tagline has to be above or beneath the company name, so I'm just allowed to do this.
So his plan basically became to goad Bricks and Minifig into opening a lawsuit against him under the belief that they've stolen their name. And his Uno reverse card was, didn't steal their name. That's the tagline. The name of the company is actually We Steal From Old People. So he did actually incorporate it. He does have a website for We Steal From Old People, where they're like selling merch and all of that. And I'm not a fucking lawyer. I don't know if that works. In my noodle up here, it feels like since he did take directly their logo, Bricks and Minifigs, it would still probably be a problem, even if it isn't the name of the company. It's still just being like the tagline and forward-facing. Probably creates brand confusion that could get him on the hook for an issue. I don't really know, but the plan was, instead of paying tons and tons and tons in legal fees to sue them, flip it so that way they are paying the legal fees to sue Ben. So that way they can get into court with them and hopefully reveal their shady, potentially illegal business practices. Now, the next sections in the video are highly entertaining to watch, but ultimately don't accomplish the goal of getting Bricks and Minifigs in court. They go back to the CEO, who is now aware of what they've been doing, which was like selling outside of their store, that kind of stuff, and the We Steal From Old People thing. And they are a registered business, and he now knows that, and he knows that they can just keep kicking the can down the road, passing the responsibility off to franchisees instead of corporate, and that law enforcement won't step in because it's a civil matter. So the CEO is aware of all that, and thus is avoiding doing anything litigious against them. And so they try like a raffle scheme to get like the cops on their side. Ultimately, it doesn't work. The cops are very much against them, trying to like get any kind of investigation into the actual Legos that they are still having without paying for them. The cops really do not like these guys because they keep getting calls about like trespassing them, harassment this, harassment that. So they are very much not looking to really investigate their claims about like they have these Legos, they haven't paid for it, which is illegal. Like that, to me, and I haven't brushed up on my civil versus criminal lawsuit, but I feel like that would start to teeter on being a criminal lawsuit if they are knowingly selling this product that they have not paid for, knowing that it is not even owned by them via the contract they have. Like, I feel like that would get close to a criminal case that would warrant some kind of like actual investigation, but they're not willing to even take those first steps because Bricks and Minifigs just keeps calling the cops out here about like trespass them, they're harassing, and they're hatching these like wacky schemes to try and get Bricks and Minifig to engage legally with them so that way they can open it up to more with how they've been doing their business. And it just...
That would make sense. It just sounds like they're just trying to cause as much commotion and kerfuffle as they can to find any reason to have any sort of legal authority to look into this, because it doesn't sound like, other than that, they are willing to do anything. Makes sense. I mean, I guess, you know, when you're desperate, you gotta try something.
just ultimately wasn't working. Now what it does do, and again I don't think I can show any of the footage here from it, but what it does do is it whittles down the owner, Josh, where it does seem like he starts to get really antsy and start to kind of panic a little bit. So he has another conversation with Ben, and he's like, look, this is what I need. I'll give the Legos back if I get a written apology from Brian. Dweeb, you're such a fucking twerp, Josh. All of the negative comments taken off. Only positive reviews, that kind of thing. So he is, like, actually holding the Legos hostage for these deliverables here. Fucking loser, man.
Yeah, so basically before Brian can get his Star Wars Lego collection back, he has to write Bricks and Minifigs an apology letter for making this Facebook post. Bricks and Minifigs really doesn't like this Facebook post being up, because in this Facebook...
Hold on, what am I doing? How do I buy this?
Post, Brian calls Bricks and Minifigs out for stealing his Lego Star Wars collection.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
I agree, but it sucked. Well, here's like where we're at, right? If you could just write the letter, like you can get the Legos back.
I walked in there with the best of intentions. Here's proof of my collection in the store. I want it back, and they've done nothing but lie and make my life a living fucking hell over this. I've gone through 9 months of anxiety, stress, hospital-ridden, medication-taking types of burden. No, I am not apologizing to this fucking asshole.
It is just egregious to demand that the guy who only wants to either get the Legos back...
Who were they just talking about? Who was just asking him to apologize for having a bunch of stuff stolen from him? Was that like a representative, like a lawyer representative of the company? That was weird.
That his father has collected over the course of his life, or get paid for the Legos that you still have from his father's collection, is the one that is needing to apologize. I agree with Brian. Like, on pure principle alone, that's just totally fucking unacceptable. Like, to be the insufferable asshole who is knowingly engaging in this shadiness. I'll call it shadiness, but I think it's far harsher than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say shadiness. It's just outright... criminology. I mean, they're performing a crime against you. It is like supremely mafioso, like a supremely mafioso like act. like they just straight up walked into your store and said, "Oh, geez, it's a nice that's a nice bunch of toys you got on the shelf there. It'd be a shame if something happened to your Legos over here." You know, they're straight up just like, "You better not sue us or we're gonna break your kneecaps."
But that's just allegedly. And then demanding that the guy who is representing his father, who is medication-ridden, who is not in the best of health, and only wanted to sell the collection to help with their living situation, is actually like the bad guy here, is just completely crazy. Plus, I don't trust them. I also would think, even if Brian did write that apology and take down the negative posts and like, oh, only positive posts going forward, fist bumps and all that, I still would be skeptical on if they would even follow through with giving the Legos back, or if they would just then use that as evidence when they do get to the next steps. Like, oh no, look, Brian apologized, so Brian was in the wrong. It was a big misunderstanding. See, Brian apologized. Because then they would have that in writing and they'd be able to use that. It would likely be admissible in court, should it get there. So I would also be wary of doing this for that reason too. I don't think even if he did start writing the apology, and it's the most sincere thing ever, I still don't think they would actually give him his Legos back. It would just be used as a weapon against him. And this is something that Brian also made a mention of as it being a trap. And Ben actually had a really good idea here. So he once again contacted Josh, like, okay, Brian's going to make an apology video so that way we can move this along and get the Legos back. But what he did is he actually took a screenshot of Brian from an earlier conversation and had his friend do the audio and then just basically deepfaked Brian's apology video. But it was never Brian apologizing, it was his friend's statements coming out of Brian's mouth that was loosely lip-synced to it, and then sent it to Josh.
Hi, I'm Brian Mansell.
And after just a little bit of deep faking, it now looks like this.
Hi, I'm Brian Mansell, and I apologize sincerely for accusing you guys of stealing my Legos. I was wrong, and you were right.
This is the ultimate test.
That's
Was
so
Josh
weird.
being sincere, or was this all just one big trick?
Josh then took the apology and he said, "Oh, this is so nice. This is so big of you. I can't wait to give your Legos back. You have my word, and that's not who I am. But you also need to go apologize to Amanda." So Ben goes to try and apologize to Amanda after getting permission from Josh, the owner, to go there, even though he's been trespassed. He shows up. Amanda instantly tries to call the police to have him arrested. So that didn't go over super well. That does seem like they were just trying to get him arrested there. But then he calls Josh. He's like, "Oh, dag nabbit, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe she'd do that." Anyway, let's work on getting those Legos back, shall we? Well, wouldn't you believe it? Tons of time passes by. They keep stalling, like, "Oh yeah, no quick update, but soon we'll have it." These are all conversations that he's had over the phone with these fucking monsters over there. Again, this is Legos, by the way. And they just keep not giving the Legos over a week, 2 weeks, I already forgot, but it was a long time had passed, and then they eventually try making peace with Amanda again, which is the lady from the very beginning who just keeps getting the police on the horn to try and have them arrested, and that's still not working. And then it turns out, apparently, they don't have his Legos to give back.
No, they've been sold.
He's saying the shelves are empty. There is no Legos to even give back.
Why wouldn't they have sold
Which is
them?
very contradictory to what Josh said not too long ago about, like, "Oh, yeah, we'll definitely give it back after this apology. It's coming." And they'd stalled for so long about, "Oh, yeah, the Legos are coming. Just, big hiccup here, unforeseen circumstances there, that kind of thing." But now they're saying, "Oh, no, we just don't have it to give back." So these are just actual fucking degenerate scammers, allegedly, is what it looks like. These are just fucking awful people here at Bricks and Minifigs.
So basically, these are my two options. I can do what Josh wants me to do and shut up, which I can say right now, I'm definitely not doing that. So what's the alternative? I can, I guess, raise hundreds of thousands of dollars somehow, and then maybe spend 3 to 4 years in court fighting them, and somehow, if I win, then we can finally get the family their Legos back. Yeah, both of these options suck. Or maybe I can somehow find a way to engineer a third option, which I call option number 3. Small claims court. Think about it. Small claims court is basically just like big boy court, except it costs basically nothing, and you get a judgment pretty much instantly.
After another hostile conversation with Josh, where Josh is melting down again after still not giving the Legos back after he promised he would do, and again, Josh is a man of his word, according to the phone calls here. It now has boiled down to only one option left, which is small claims court, because the big court is way too expensive. Now, what happened next, I couldn't actually believe. I was stunned. I can't recommend watching this video enough. They went through all the proper motions and channels from what I can see. Again, I'm not an expert, but it looks like they did squeak out the W with the small claims. Like, they didn't actually show up or do anything like they were supposed to. Bricks and Minifig, that is. So, Ben and the gang, they did win that, and when they went to collect, they actually shut down the store permanently. That was their response to it.
Oh, wow. So the company, So Bricks and Minifigs, rather than being held culpable of any wrongdoing, shut down the store permanently to avoid that? Goodness gracious, dude. These people are... That is wacky. Hey, Odin Salty's in chat. What's up, Odin?
They just closed operations of that location. Holy shit.
Since they didn't respond, you can move forward with a motion for default judgment.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yes, since Bricks and Minifigs didn't respond, looks like we win by default. Congratulations, you won the court case.
Wait, what?
I couldn't believe it. Literally one day after we filed motion for default judgment, they permanently closed down the store. At first, it did feel kind of cool that our plan worked so well, it completely shut them down. But pretty quickly it sunk in that we are not the winners here. The only winners today is Bricks and Minifigs.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely not consider that a win at all, because they're trying to muddy it up and make it even harder. They're trying to make it as hard as possible for you to, like, locate them or find anything find any aspect of it. You know, they're making it as difficult as possible it is to be held for litigation. Oh, sorry. I'm a bit late. I don't know what y'all are discussing, Cinnamon Salty. There is some really crazy story that a lot of people are talking about right now with Bricks and Figs. It's a company that had some like brick and mortar stores where they sold Lego sets and bought Lego sets and all sorts of stuff. And there's some crazy, insane story of this older couple whose son went out and sold their huge the heck, that's a big dragon. What are you doing down here? I'm gonna fight you. Yeah, their son went out and sold their whole Lego collection, which was like $200,000 worth, to this brick and mortar store nearby that was owned by Bricks and Figs. And as it turns out, they I guess they didn't pay them then and there for the $200,000 worth of stuff. So maybe they signed on for some agreement to be paid, you know, that maybe a bank was going to move over a bunch of money, or hey, that's Dinkelberg. Maybe a bank was going to move over a bunch of money, or maybe it was a check or a handshake or something, you know, about the money eventually making its way to them. And instead what happened is the store fired its store manager immediately after, and essentially every time the people would come up to either get their Legos back or to ask where their money is, the store would call the police and tell them they need to leave because they're trespassing and they don't want them there. So now you have this young guy who obviously feeling bad because I think he was looking to sell it for his parents, their Lego collection, because they needed the money for medical stuff that, you know, popped up for him. Oh, there's even an update about Charlie about the Lego situation. Yeah, I got his video pulled up as well. But yeah, essentially you just have this crazy company who is allegedly has kept the Legos, hasn't paid out for the Legos, is saying that they don't even have the Legos anymore, which most likely they don't. They probably sold them all. And you have this family that's trying to figure out how can we sue or get our stuff back. They're going through a bunch of legal hurdles of trying to figure out, apparently the people that own the company don't even live in America or aren't currently in America, and it's just a bunch of hubbub. And then the latest thing is they threw some lawsuit saying that they may have it seems like they may have won some aspect of it, not, you know, maybe the entirety. Now all of a sudden that place, the company shut down the store that all the Legos were at, which now it's like, oh, well, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to get our money from it. Reminds me of Crafton trying to avoid paying Unknown Worlds for a promised bonus for Subnautica 2 releasing. Whoa.
Now, there's absolutely no way to hold this store liable for what they did. I guess Bricks and Minifigs was kind of embarrassed by this decision and forgot to mark online that their store is closed. So over the next few days, a bunch of negative reviews started coming in of people expecting an open store, but then being met with this.
Fucking cinema. Like, yes, it is not a good ending because now they still haven't paid Brian for the collection, and they still got to get away with all of it. They just closed this one store, but they're still a big corporation, so, like Ben said, they are still kind of the winners here, even though they lost the small claims court here. They just shut this down and move on. But it did end with a flood of negative reviews for Bricks and Minifigs because, well, they didn't even really inform their customers about this closure because it was so
sudden,
instantaneous after the small claims default judgment, I guess. Pretty fucking wacky. What a diabolical company. Again, this is all over Legos, by the way. And the cops at no point were ever on, like, the side of Ben, and yet still they were able to squeeze out something, I think, pretty impressive here. The cops were always on Bricks and Minifigs' side, even at times seemingly going out of their way to be on their side, which is extremely annoying. Like, I don't think they were getting, you know, money under the table for their cooperation or anything like that. It is just one of those things where I guess they just believe that the business can do no wrong and that this must just be some wacky psycho doing shit to be disruptive. But really, Bricks and Minifigs are the bad guys here from all available evidence.
And the only way to let the world know is for me to give them an official closing ceremony. I guess someone driving by happened to take a picture of the sign we put up and posted it on social media. And pretty much immediately, we started going absolutely viral. The entire world has now seen this crime that Bricks and Minifigs has committed. And because of this, they finally marked on Google that their store is permanently closed.
I've been reading about this Bricks and Minifigs in Salem, Oregon. It's got this sign out in front of it.
It's been over a week. The sign is still up, and people have been traveling from all over just to come and take a picture with this sign.
If you drive through ChazmaN, you may have noticed a mysterious sign appear recently outside the
And again, I shouldn't say it's happy because, like, the people may have been really crappy and they shut down the store to avoid any form of punishment, but I guarantee you there's a bunch of people who were working there that now just lost their jobs too because of that. And it's just like, really, man? You know, a lot of people depend on a lot of stuff, and I guarantee you there are people working there that need those jobs. I don't know.
Mini Bricks and Fig store.
Banger. That's so good. So the sign popped off here because it's the only way to, like, let people know why that store's closed, what all has happened there, what's gone on, why is it no longer operational? And then it just started to naturally, organically catch wind online in, like, the LEGO community, and then exploded beyond the LEGO community. And apparently all of this is still just the first part of this saga here, this LEGO adventure. Part 2's up on his Patreon, and he gave, like, a sizzler reel where apparently he is in handcuffs, him and his whole group are. I don't know how it pops off to that degree, because it looks like they're at their own home with it. It's seemingly pretty fucking wild in part 2, but yeah, even just part 1 had me stunned. The depth of depravity for Legos from this company, seemingly, is unbelievable. I had to yap about this. It was an incredible video. Again, I highly recommend you go watch the entire thing from Reckless Ben. I just couldn't help but blabber about it. Fucking home run of a video here. And a big fuck you to Bricks and Minifigs. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
Alright, really appreciate you there, Moist, for your video. And we have, don't get me wrong, guys, we have a lot more videos based around this saga. It is a juicy one. There's a lot of crap kind of going on here. Okay, so we just watched that one. I guess next, I believe this is the parents. So real quick, we'll watch their little video. I kind of want to see what they have to say. I mean, I guess we already know, but I believe this is the parents.
Our LEGO franchise and our life savings, along with a giant collection inside the store, which was owned by Brian Mansell's father, was taken by Bricks and Minifigs.
And then Reckless Ben made a great documentary about it, and it has blown up. I know you wish you'd done your makeup before that clip that's in the video, but I think you look great. And look, you even get a little Lego version of yourself. That's a little unfair. I'm just blurry in the background.
Now it's going nuts across a whole bunch of social media platforms. We want to clear...
Oh, I know who this lady is. This is the... Oh, this is the store owner. The one who initially signed on to purchase the $200,000 $2,000 worth of Lego before, and when they were trying to scam the family, they fired her because she had, so that they could claim, hey, you know, no one's signed on to anything. We don't know about her.
Clear up some common misconceptions and add some details.
And yes, it gets even crazier. We will save the craziest detail for the end.
First of all, I am not Amanda. I'm Crystal. Also,
yeah, I was kind of confused because they made it seem as though the lady that had kept calling the police and getting them booted off was the original store owner. Yeah, it seems like this lady Amanda is not. Amanda is the one on the right. She's the lady who is kind of a bee and kept calling the police, telling them they need to leave. The one on the left is the original store owner who got booted out because they were going to try and take advantage of that family. Okay, I got you. Because in the video, they did make it seem as though those were the same person.
I'm Crystal, Also go by Chris.
I'm Benjamin, not Reckless Ben, the YouTube documentarian. I'm Benjamin Gorman, the novelist. We co-owned the franchise.
I managed the store.
We purchased the franchise in February of 2023.
At first, everything seemed to be going really well. There were problems right from the beginning, ways that BAM was not in compliance with their own franchise agreement, but the store was doing well. I loved my customers, and it seemed like everything was going to work out fine.
Then we decided...
That's cool. I'm actually really happy that they decided to put out a video and, correct the record on their behalf, because I'm sure it didn't, I'm sure it sucks to be blamed for something that isn't necessarily your fault.
Decided to move overseas because of my work. I'm a publisher at a small press, not a Pipe Publishing, and we thought we might need to be publishing from outside the US for political reasons.
When we approached BAM about selling the store, they pretended to be open to the idea, though they would later admit they had been planning this.
A guy named Brandon Best showed up on a Thursday night and demanded the keys. They threatened us with the police and promised to do an inventory and compensate us. They said they understood there was a large collection on consignment and acknowledged they were taking that over.
What a last name. He's not deserving of the last name Best. He's the worst. Brandon Worst. Am I right? Brandon the absolute worst.
Just taking on the business he takes on all that consignment market.
They told us the same thing they told Brian Mansell, that we could fight them, but they would drag it out and make it so expensive we would be putting ourselves into a whole lot of shit. Their words. Here's their executive product manager and director of operations, Kai McAllister, on the phone with us the night they took the store.
If we go the legal route, it's going to be a very expensive battle for you, and it's not going to be a good position for you guys to get into. There's not a whole lot of options for you. If you want to go the legal route, it's just going to be a mess, and it's going to be expensive for you.
Yeah, so why not consider talking with us rather than leaping to this?
We jumped on the call with Crystal this morning.
And you talked with her, or you talked at her?
We talked at her. If you fight this, then you're putting yourself into a whole lot of shit. It sounds like a threat, and I can acknowledge you feeling that, because in a way it is.
What a sniveling douchebag. I don't see, you can't be any more open with your threat. Like, it's like the most obvious threat I think I've ever heard anybody say to anyone. It's like oh, what am I doing here? Whimpering. Am I helping you? Yeah, it's like the most open and obvious threat I think I've ever heard. I know you might think that this is a threat, but yes, this is a threat, basically. Yeah, I got confused for a bit too, says Veronica Rose. No, I gotcha. What am I doing? Saving whelps. Where do I find whelps?
I mean, we have no choice, correct?
Yes.
Notice, that's not some franchisee. That's corporate. They want to pretend they're not involved, but they have been involved every step of the way.
Of course, this was a nightmare. We were about to move and now had our life savings taken from us. We still tried, but this loss made the relocation untenable. Eventually, we were able to find a lawyer to represent us in Utah, where BAM is headquartered.
We tried to negotiate with BAM. Just as they threatened, they dragged everything out and refused to even offer a settlement.
They've tried arguments that are so contradictory, they make no sense when put together. They claim they own the store so they can take it, and also that they never owned the store in between taking it from us and selling it to Brandon Best and Josh Johnson. It can't be both. They claim in their newest public statement that it's all our fault they took Brian Mansell's father's collection because they don't allow consignments. But they were always aware of the consignment. They promoted it when it was on the news and in the newspaper a year before they took our store, and the franchise agreement expressly allows consignment, in contradiction of their newest statement.
And we've since learned they were saying all kinds of crazy things about Chris behind her back, both to customers and to employees, which are slanderous, to try to blame this on her. And once they even tried to say we never owned the store in the first place, which would mean all their claims that it's the previous owner's fault would be lies. And I guess that you were unpaid labor for 2 years?
So yes, we are suing them.
And yes, they are trying to make it so expensive, we'll have to give up.
If you fight this, then you're putting yourself into a whole lot of shit.
We believe the best way to get Brian compensated is to win our lawsuit and include the full value of his collection in the damages so that he can then be compensated.
So if you want to help Brian get paid for his collection and help us,
and hold these horrible people accountable,
please donate to our GoFundMe so that we can afford to fight them to the bitter end.
And if you can't afford to donate, we get that. Please share this so that more people see this.
We've learned they've done this to other franchise owners, and we want to hear from other people BAM has treated in this same way.
Please don't harass the employees at the various franchises. This is not their fault. However, I was required as a franchise owner to pay 6% of my sales in monthly royalty fees to corporate. So do with that information what you will. Please do whatever you can to encourage corporate to come to the table, settle with us, and through us, Brian Mansell, so that they can try to make this right. If they settle
fairly and completely,
and if we're allowed to tell you after that settlement is reached,
we will. So follow us wherever you're seeing this, and then go back to doing business with them once they've re-earned your trust.
Because Lego should be fun. And I want to personally thank all my former customers who've left comments of support for us and told me about their positive experiences during the time when we owned the store. That means the world to me, and I miss you all so much.
Oh, and the wildest thing is in the comments.
All right, so they put something in the comments. Let's see. The craziest new development, someone reached out and told us, and this is just an allegation which we can't verify, that Josh Johnson, the other guy who bought the store after it was taken from us, has been going around telling people we were selling heroin. This would be a fit pattern when you watch Reckless Ben's video and see that he was also falsely accused of possessing heroin. And considering the way he was treated by the police, it's pretty scary. So please consider donating to our GoFundMe so we can bam in court. Well, there is a GoFundMe. Perhaps I'll donate to that eventually. Maybe after the stream, I'll throw some in. Oh, they're not too far away from their goal, 45. Yeah, I'll donate after the stream. Interesting. All right, so that's 2 videos. I told you guys we got a lot of videos. So yeah, apparently the guy that made the video that's responsible for this entire thing, he is being slandered as being a heroin seller, which is so weird. Interesting. Crazy that this company's doing this stuff. Yeah, I'll donate. I wanna support the cause. So technically we still got 2 more videos. So let me go to the bathroom and grab a snack, and then we'll watch video number 3. And then the other video we saw was from the couple. That is Benjamin Gorman, if you want to check out their video. And then, of course, they have their GoFundMe. So, of course, go to, if you want to, guys, also alongside with me, want to help donate and support them, check out Benjamin Gorman. And then the description of the video, they have a link to the GoFundMe. So, yeah, go check that out. All right, just to support y'all a little bit. Okay, so as we're moving on, next video we're going to be watching, as you guys know, I'm a connoisseur of the H3 podcast. I rarely miss an episode or any stream that they do. And also, I will be 100% honest, they did this interview, literally, I think yesterday, with the Ben guy, Reckless Ben, and I totally skipped it because I didn't understand the hubbub about why they brought him on. I was like, this is so weird. And now that I have been kind of learning more about this, now I really want to see this interview. Because I totally skipped it. I was not interested in what they were talking about. I'm like, Legos? I don't care about Legos. And now that I kind of see how big this story is, now I really do want to see them. So, I don't know, it looks good. Okay. All right, so here we go. This is a longer, how long? This is 2:13 to the rest of the stream. So they go on for a little more than an hour. We'll watch as much as we can. We don't have to check out the entire thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. So this is Ethan Klein talking to the Reckless Ben.
You said how many franchises?
303, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it's
oh shoot!
statute limitation. He can still.
Okay, where did it start?
Well, it's that
Good job.
And
me is what made the me is what.
sure, GoFundMe does that automatically.
Yes, it auto raises it.
Oh my gosh.
Now, somebody was asking.
It was even
them,
longer
does
than I thought.
The dad know what's happening at all now, or is he
Oh my gosh, dude,
grab,
that was.
Reckless Ben?
There we go.
Mr.
Holy cow! It's
Benjamin
2 hours they talk
Schneider.
about. Why not? Let's watch it. Well, we don't need to watch the whole thing.
There he is.
We can
There
skip
he
some.
is. Looking sharp. What's up? What's up?
Oh, you might put. Somebody gotta wipe down those earbuds. Do we not have headphones? I feel like the earbuds are very invasive.
That's okay.
He's in.
He's reckless.
He's reckless, dude.
What's up? How's it going?
The outfit is remarkable.
Oh, thank you.
What do we got going on here? We got the pink blazer, of course, the bricks and figs. That's available for purchase, right?
Yeah, on the website. It's actually a more updated design. I just got this.
Don't know
off
what
of,
I'm eating.
More
apples.
Fiverr, this one, but then I had an actual graphic design artist do like the actual one.
Okay.
www.westealfromOldpeople.com.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, right now we're actually getting sued because of that website. Bricks and Minifigs claims we're copying their business model.
We just saw that. It came out.
Yeah.
So what do they say? This just happened like a couple hours ago, or I saw it was like a 95-page complaint against you.
Yeah, I think they're pissed at us because we're stealing their business model. They're upset that we're also stealing from old people. So, because they want to have a monopoly on stealing from old people, but now there's a new company in the business, and we specialize in stealing from old people, and so they think that they might get kicked out of the business, you know?
Right.
So the only option for them is to sue us. So yeah.
Yes. You have the one I was watching. Well, let me explain the situation. I mean, I feel like a lot of people.
Yes, Ethan, please do. I'm kidding. But yes, a recap would be good.
Seen it. The video's really, it's just going up and up in views, which I love to see. Right? It's.
Oh yeah.
Because when people kept telling me to watch it, I was like, I don't know, hour and a half. Like, I don't have time for that. And then finally, I clicked it, and after I started telling everybody, oh, you have to watch this. You have to watch this.
Oh, thanks so much.
I started being one of those people.
You told me, not to flatter you too much, Ben, but Ethan sent it to me and said, this is one of the best YouTube videos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He told me it was the best he'd ever seen.
I mean,
I watched it, and it's hard to disagree. It was very, very entertaining.
I mean, I was captivated from the first second, and it's a long video, but like, I have to. So anyway, here's
the blurs. The blurs suck, dude.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, I was watching. I was kind of watching again yesterday because I love it that much. And what's with all the blurs that got put in there? I try to help.
I don't know, dude.
What is he talking about?
I got
blurs?
some I got probably 14 or 15 privacy complaints on it.
God, these people are so pathetic.
And basically, it's like, hey. A lot of the privacy complaints are just from points where it's like me talking to my friends in the car, and it's like I didn't make the privacy complaint, and like my friend didn't make the privacy complaint, but YouTube's telling me if you don't censor this part of the video, we're taking it down. And I'm like,
how strange.
Like that's so weird. I think what Bricks and Minifigs is doing is they're taking advantage of a glitch in the AI, like YouTube's AI algorithm thing, and so. Basically, I went to blur some of the video, like one of the parts where it was obvious who wanted to be blurred.
Yeah, you can see.
And
I will hold on. And I will also say it's incredibly messed up and weird how crazy YouTube has been lately. With this guy saying that YouTube is requiring them to blur out some stuff or they'll take their videos down. YouTube, in my opinion, has been so sketchy lately with how they've been handling some things. If you guys have been keeping up with a lot of the quartering stuff as well. Just the whole idea of just like YouTube writing. Oh my gosh, you can take fall damage. Oh, okay, he's gonna fight me. But yeah, if you haven't seen that whole thing with the quartering's also been messed up as well with the quartering or Jeremy having some sort of connection to YouTube and being able to get certain people's streams taken down or their channels banned, shadow banned and stuff. It's really crazy. I mean, I get it, the whole, money talks, but like, sheesh. Oh, sorry. I'll eat any apples, but as long as it isn't Red Delicious or Granny Smith. I don't like sour. That's my thing.
It blurred the whole video.
If I can eat just sweet and not sour, I'm happy.
I was on YouTube support for 4 hours talking to them, and they're like, "It's already finalized," and I'm like, "Dude, how do we get this off? And they're like, it's impossible. You can't take it off. I'm like, so you're telling me if the CEO of YouTube made it his life goal, we could not get these blurs off? And they're like, correct. I'm like, you guys are liars.
They're lying. They absolutely could reverse it.
Yeah. I've been trying, dude. It's hard.
They can do anything. I've even been in a situation where I used to know people at YouTube. They've since left, and now I can't even get an email response. But they'll even do this, and I'm not supposed to say this, but I don't give a fuck. They'll even you send them a brand new video file, and they'll replace the whole fucking video.
Really?
Without changing any of the stats.
Oh, so I can just make the video better if I want, and then.
Well, I don't think they would. I think if you like. Probably you could. Yes, they could. They have the ability to do that. But how could you improve it? How could you?
I don't know. I mean, there's a few parts where I think there was one part I was like, it was like 3 in the morning when I was about to post it. There's like a black screen for like 10 seconds. I'm like, oh, I forgot to put in like the B-roll. Like that
I didn't even notice. But I'll say, the blurs, although bizarre, I feel like it's still completely watchable. It doesn't really affect the watching experience too much.
Oh, if you say so, I guess. I don't know. I hate it, but. Oh well. Well, it is what it is. The second video won't have blurs in, so that's good.
Dude, so
All right, I'm
so
hooked on the apples.
Basically, it starts with you meeting up with this guy.
Collecting what's now known as.
How did you first hear about his story? So it starts with you connecting with this guy here, whose father, who's old and sick, has collected the world's biggest Star Wars Lego set worth $200,000. He gave it to this Lego store, Bricks and Minifigs, on consignment, which means basically they sell it on his behalf and give him, and then share in the profits, right? And then they just fuck them. They just keep it.
Oh, I see what's happening. Is okay? Ethan just explained it. I heard the word and I forgot what the word consignment meant. So yeah, Ethan just said it. So instead of it being a full transaction of like the store is giving $200,000 to the family for the Lego straight up. On consignment, I guess that Ethan just said it. It means that there's a deal made where you would give the Legos to the store, and then the store would sell it on your behalf. And I'm guessing would probably keep a percentage of the revenue made off of the Legos. And I'm guessing the family would probably keep what, like 75%, 80%, and maybe the store would get like 20% of the proceedings, or maybe even a slightly larger than that. Probably 30, maybe 30%.
Yeah, dude, it is a crazy story. So at the end of my last video, I kind of like took down this like really bad guy that the police were like trying to find, but they couldn't find him. But I was able to find him. So at the end of my last video, I was like, if any of you guys have like a situation that you're in and the police like can't solve it, I bet I could solve it. And so I like made a whole email just for people to email in like, things. And it was, I think I uploaded that video when we were on our way to Burning Man. So then we're in the line of Burning Man and we're sitting in there for about 22, 23 hours because it started raining.
Jesus.
So just me and my 4 friends just started going through all like the 10,000 emails, and we were kind of looking for more of like a family friendly topic because all of my other videos just get like shadow banned within like an hour. It's like age restricted, and then all the views just like 99% of the views just stop.
I was sorry to interrupt you, but we spoke on Instagram DM, and I went back because we had spoken before, and it was about, I forget what video we were talking about, but whatever it is, I click it and it says it's been removed for community guidelines.
Yeah, it sucks. That's yeah, like almost it's I haven't done a series on YouTube that I haven't gotten like some of the core videos removed. And it sucks. It's like I put a lot of work into these videos.
No, unbelievable amount of work.
It's like I'll put like 3 months into a video, I post it, it's up for 3 hours, and then just gets taken down. It's like, well,
I'll tell you, there's certain little rules, right, and stuff. Like usually you make like, and this happens to ours, where it's like a 3-hour podcast, and it's just one little tiny thing you said or showed gets the whole thing removed.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you don't have someone at YouTube.
No, I just have me. I do everything.
So because you could send it to me or someone like me, because I'm now like a ninja with all the YouTube rules.
Oh, nice.
And I can review it and tip you off to things that might be a problem. I feel like I'm pretty good at it by now.
Yeah, I suck at it. It screws me over every time. I'm the worst person to.
Well, it's not intuitive.
Yeah.
It's not like one time.
Things they care about, like it's surprising a lot of the time.
Like you go,
like
oh,
they'll let things that you would think would be really extreme, they're like totally fine with, but then like a certain little detail and they'll get you on it.
They go, you said fuck too many times within a 5-second period.
Well,
They don't care that you say fuck. You just can't say it too many times within a 5-second period, or you get age restricted.
yeah, I don't know. I try to be like pretty family friendly with my stuff. Like I blur all the cuss words. Like for instance, in the McCamey Manor video, I think the one you're talking about that got taken down.
Yeah.
I showed an empty.
I mean, my thing is that a lot of the problems that are like that with YouTube, especially with what they were saying about saying the F word too many times in too close proximity, I've always kind of assumed that those issues are just something to be chalked up to its algorithm and AI. Is that because they don't have enough people to actually like go through videos and to flag stuff on their own, that they just have it universally. If you hear the F word 3 times consecutively super quick, bam, you know, the AI or the algorithm knows just to block that video or to give you a warning or a strike or anything. What am I doing? I don't know. Again, that's what I've always kind of chalked it up to, is that it's same thing. Companies looking for ways of not having too many. I guarantee you a lot of this stuff is they don't have enough people that can work that can accurately moderate all of these channels.
Cage of rats. So he claims that there's thousands of rats in this cage that is called Rat Race. It's like the world's scariest haunted house. There's a lot of backstory, but basically the whole thing's a lie. And I found it on the actual cage. And it's just an empty cage. And so that was the part that got my video taken down. It said for hateful content. And so I showed an empty cage and I said, like, hey, this is actually a scam. Here's proof. Look, you can decide for yourselves, audience. Do you think there's thousands of rats in here? It looks empty to me.
That sounds like an abuse.
Yeah.
and you dispute it, and they confirm it.
Yeah.
What in God's fucking?
But that happens to me every single video I put on YouTube. So it's like I'll spend like 3 months on one video, and then like all my friends are out partying and stuff, and I'm just like 3 months straight just grinding like my life. I'm like, this is gonna be worth it. This is gonna be worth it. And then I post it, and it just gets taken down. I'm like, well, why did I just do all that? Like I just.
So wait, are there videos that are not currently online that you've put?
Well, they're on my Patreon, yeah, but a lot of them,
YouTube?
yeah. This has affected every single video or every single series I've ever done since I started. I've gotten videos wrong.
There's got to be a way to upload them back on YouTube and find out.
I mean, that's what I think too. I'm just not a big.
I would like to help you. If you send them to me, I'll review them.
Oh, nice.
And also, if I can, if there's a specific moment that I think I can ask my YouTube rep, who by the way should start representing you too. So
that'd be sick.
I sent you this is like totally inside baseball, but I sent you an email address. Did you try writing to them?
I've been so busy. I'll probably do that today, but
yeah. Try them. They're good, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've written to a few people, I think, but I don't know. Maybe they've responded back. We'll see. I have like thousands of. I actually hired someone full time to go through my emails now. So
there you go.
One of my first employees is gonna be sick.
Nice.
So I can just spend more time editing, I guess.
But anyway, back to this. So you found this guy through a cold email?
Yeah.
What
so
the heck? Look at those like lava frogs sitting in the. I want to attack them. All right, sorry.
I was like, Legos, that won't get my video taken down, you know? That's like family friendly. Like, we'll do a video about Legos, and I'll just do like the same storytelling I've always done, but we'll do it on something that's family friendly, something everyone can understand. And it just seems so obvious. He was like, he has the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection. He gave it to a store, and he got no money back.
It's all documented.
It seems so obvious. And when, like, in the email, he said, I have all the proof you need and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll get on.
There's a contract.
A phone call with them.
There's an inventory sheet.
Yeah.
It's all laid out.
Yeah. And it's not just an inventory sheet. It's an inventory sheet that the store made.
That's crazy.
And then when he gives them back to the store, they're like, this isn't a good inventory sheet. And he's like, but you guys made that. Like, what do you mean? Like, if it's not good, why'd you make a bad inventory sheet that, you know?
The video is so remarkable that, and I kept thinking the whole time, because it's like this never-ending odyssey, like a Lego Odyssey. And part 2 is even more fucking crazy. I watched part 2 yesterday, and which isn't out yet. It's available for patrons.
Yeah. It's on Patreon. Yeah, it'll be out soon. In the next couple of days. I'm just waiting on some animations and stuff. But yeah.
But I kept thinking, like, if this guy just gave the Legos back, the video would you have no video.
Yeah. Well, that's what we thought, like, halfway through. You remember how like, he's like, I'll give the Legos back. We're all just kind of sitting there like,
yes, that's anticlimactic.
So yeah. Like, we had so many funny ideas for this that I guess now we're just not going to be able to do. But luckily, he didn't give the Legos back, and we got to do all the ideas that we wanted. So it was kind of good. But now it's like he's still not giving the Legos back. So it's like, I don't know.
And I believe you that you're not done until that gets resolved.
Oh yeah. What's funny is they made a public statement saying that in 1 to 3 months, this will all blow over. They sent out an email to all of the franchises.
It's on your channel, yeah.
They're like, in 1 month, no one's even going to remember this anymore. In 7 days, it's going to basically be dead, but in 1 month, completely over. And then the next day, they send me a lawsuit, which requires this to go on for at least 2 years.
Yes.
So
I know painfully well how long lawsuits take. What is he actually suing you for?
There's a list of like 10 things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
we
10.
have it.
Yeah, you can pull it up.
I didn't get a
I
chance
haven't
to
read it yet.
It just came out.
I
yeah.
haven't read it either. I mean, we could go through.
You have a lawyer you like?
I've talked. I think Legal Eagle reached out. And
Oh, he's good.
They said they're gonna set me up with the best lawyers like they can find. So
That's good.
what's really funny is that our lawyers are, because it's kind of been like, and Bricks and Minifigs knows this, is I think the justice system, it's not
I gotta
like,
say, that's a pretty dope suit. I kind of like his look there. Just a plain tee with the pink freaking coat. I like that.
oh, I'm right, so I win, and you're wrong, so you lose. I think it's more like, I have money, so I win, and you don't have money, so you lose. And Bricks and Minifigs knows that, and that's why they're so confident being the wrong side of this and still thinking that they're going to come on top. Not because they're correct, but because they have more money. But now that we have public support behind us and we're
No,
going to get the
they're
best
fucked.
lawyers, now we're going to have the better lawyers.
They're fucked.
And yeah, so we're the right side and we're the side with the better lawyers. So they're just completely screwed now.
I'm glad you're in touch with Legal Eagle. That's a great resource. I would trust whoever he puts you in touch with. But it's not even like the money aspect. It's just like, when you watch how they exploit the legal system, it's just like, you don't understand that society, it all operates on a mutual understanding that like there are rules and that we're supposed to follow them. Because at so many points they're just like, no, I'm not doing that. And you win a lawsuit and they're like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah,
And,
well,
I have a contract. Who gives a fuck?
so if you look at their backgrounds, this is actually kind of new information. A lot of people have been like kind of digging into these like store owners and stuff and like the CEO, and a lot of their backgrounds, like Josh, for example, he used to run a company called.
He's the owner, right?
He was the CEO of, he was the owner of that store.
Okay, so they're talking about the Josh guy. This is somebody I really wanted to know more about.
And before owning Bricks and Minifigs, he had a company called Legally Mine, and basically he was a lawyer or he was helping people basically like take stuff that like isn't supposed to be theirs. I guess it's like, hey, this is legally mine. Like, let's find some
so
legal
he's a
loopholes
pro.
to make this thing mine. You know?
There's not even legal loopholes. They're just like, nah, I don't wanna.
Yeah, so that's their whole career, is what legal things can they find? Like, you're right, legal loopholes is kind of, because that implies what they're doing is legal. Yeah, it's more like, I think we can get away with this and not get in trouble. Yeah.
And it would take so much effort to hold us accountable that it wouldn't even be worth it.
Yeah.
But so do you think that
It is kind of funny. If you guys were just catching what he put down, saying that like the guy Josh that runs the store currently, literally prior to that, he was working for a company that their whole job was trying to legally take things away from people. I don't know, it's just the coincidence and irony is just oozing.
this is a common practice that they're doing this to other people too?
I've had 4 conversations with people since this video's come out of people saying, hey, Josh and Brandon, the 2 store owners that took over Bricks and Minifigs.
Oh no, Brandon's the guy I was thinking of that was in the video.
The one from this guy, they said, hey, I had a Bricks and Minifigs store, and Josh and Brandon took over my store personally. And
Really?
I put my life savings in the store. And like one guy, for instance, in Florida, he said like a hurricane was about to come. So he was asking if they could get an investor for the store. And apparently that breaks the franchise. So they'll find any tiny thing you do to break the franchise rules, and then they just steal your whole store from you. And then they actually, I don't want to spoil this, but I guess he was going to get a lawyer, and then they bought his lawyer from him, so the lawyer couldn't represent him anymore. So they stole his life savings and then used that money to get a lawyer against him, so he had nothing, and then he's just screwed over now.
What's so remarkable too that I love so much is like, it's so hard to find like a perfect villain. Where it's like, these guys are so fucking evil and dumb and bad and obnoxious and assholes all the time and constantly doing the wrong thing that like it justifies you can do anything and people will never feel bad for them. And it's like so hard to actually find someone that's that hateable.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about that in the because the last series I did was the McKamey Manor one, where it's like this guy just basically for the last 10 years has been like tricking people into coming to his house so he could like torture them. And at the end of that, I was like, dude, how am I ever gonna find
Wait,
someone
what?
more hateable?
This dude has a video of him looking looking into some people tricking someone into their home so that they can torture them. I don't know. That seems pretty evil too. That's kind of crazy. Maybe I should look into that video eventually.
You found him in the Lego world.
Yeah, we found him in Legos, which is so fun. I think these guys are more hateable than the McKamey
anyone.
Manor guy. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone really. And and like I said, they could just resolve. They could have resolved that at any time throughout this whole saga and been like, okay, fuck it, and then it'd be over.
Yeah. Well, that's like the thing that we did here too. Is like in some of my earlier videos, we would kind of just like take people doing bad things and just like make fun of them from the like, this guy sucks, let's make fun of him. But what I've been trying to do is, I feel like it's kind of wrong because it's like, I feel like we should at least give people like the benefit of the doubt, you know, like you never know until you've heard their side. So especially with this, I was like, I really want to go and like just hear their side first
100%.
and just give them every opportunity I can. So that way, like, I'm not the reason that they're being hated. They're the reason they're being hated.
100%. You were so fair and so neutral. And honestly, I love that aspect because it's like so disarming when you walk in and you're like, hey, so anyway, I'm here to pick up this Lego set, something about, and it's just like, it's always so, you're always so open and honest.
Yeah.
But I would be afraid, like, to be so open and honest because it might ruin your video.
Yeah, but then the guy gets his Legos back, and who cares at that point? You know, like, we helped him out.
So do you
that's
make
more important than the video, for sure.
So if you get the guy's Legos back and there's no video, do you make a video or you just go, that was cool and we're done?
I just go, that was cool. Yeah, probably. Yeah, if they would have just given the Legos back when I walked in, I would have been like, okay, sick. Like, we drove 16 hours up here. We got your stuff back. Let's go back and do the next video. You know, I got 5,000 more emails that have video ideas we can do. Like, who cares? I mean, yeah, I've definitely started on a couple videos like this, and then it just kind of works out. So it's like, oh, let's just go to the next video.
Okay.
You know?
You move on happily. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they do the right thing, it's like, okay, we'll just, like, they did the right thing. You know?
Interesting to kind of catalog all the times that happened.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Some anthology for like you made him the award. You wanted to give it to him. What was it you made for the owner?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because it was like I read somewhere that like positive incentives work more than negative incentives. I think it's like the carrots versus the sticks analogy.
Yeah.
So like you can hit like a rabbit with a stick, or you can give a rabbit a carrot, and it'll achieve better results if you incentivize them with positive incentives.
Yes.
And I think the same thing with parents raising their children. You know, it's like if you do positive incentives for your kids, they're more willing to listen than like with punishment. So I was like, okay, we'll try the same thing with Josh. You know, we'll give him a positive incentive first. It's more likely to work, and then we'll go with the negative incentive if he doesn't do that.
And you brought a trophy that was just like coolest, best guy or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would be maybe a good way to honor the people that did the right thing. But going back to this, so did this guy write you or someone who knows him?
No, someone that knows him originally wrote me. He was a fan of the Scientology. So he was in the area when we projected the word sucks underneath Scientology. And so it read like, and so he like saw the word sucks. He's like, he came over, and then I guess we left because the cops were like, we're gonna arrest you if you guys keep this up. But like my cameraman stayed back. So he like talked to my cameraman, and he was like, what is this? He's like, it's a channel called Reckless Ben. So he just started watching the videos.
Oh, wow.
And then, so he wrote me, and he's like, hey, my friend's doing this thing. And then he was like, you want to get on a call with them? I was like, sure. And then this was the first conversation I actually had with them and then I like kind of cropped them out and put animations behind it. But
were you constantly just surprised?
Why don't we,
how this thing kept
Ethan,
opening? What?
if you don't mind, Ben, can we just watch the first like minute of this? Because there's a lot of people that are that haven't seen the video yet that are a little lost on the conversation.
No, no.
Just because I feel like the first like minute of the video sets up most of what.
Actually, you're only allowed about like 30 seconds before I can copyright claim you. So.
Shit. All right, let's do like 20.
I've seen worse.
This man spent his life collecting what's now known as the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection ever. It's estimated to be worth around $200,000.
No, he wasn't actually a Lego man, right?
The entire thing got
No, he was.
Oh,
he's real. He's real.
Working with the thieves to
He's a real
cover the
person.
entire thing up. But the craziest part is that the collector collector doesn't even know that his collection's been stolen. Yeah, the collector's son, Brian, well, he reached out to me because he has no clue how to break this news to his dad.
At this point, my father had a health episode. We can't bring any stress to him.
The reason he's reaching out to me is because the police are covering this entire thing up. And at this moment, I promise.
I'll say, when I heard that for the first time, I was like, that has to be a little
It feels like a stretch, right?
No,
it's a little hyperbolic.
It's not a stretch. Not a stretch at all. They told you need to leave when you wanted your stuff back, which is kind of crazy.
Bob, the police don't care.
Oh, the police don't care.
Yeah.
Oh no, the police
It's like
don't
the
care.
police
yeah.
are covering it up. I'm like, I think that's probably a little theatrical.
Less than not care. I would believe not care, but covering it up, that's a pretty extraordinary claim. And I was a little skeptical when I first got to that part. But by the end, it's like, it's undeniable. That's what's happening.
Yo, this
crazy.
Again, pausing for an aside here, but the second part was infuriating, bro. More than the first one. I cannot fucking believe. And I don't want to ruin it. It's coming out soon, but it's about like basically police corruption. And you have these motherfuckers so dead to rights. It's insane how crooked they are, and over something so fucking stupid just to protect their homies.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
It makes no sense. The worst part is I actually went to court a couple days ago. I've been to court like 4 or 5 times because of this already. And I just showed up to court and I was like, I don't even know why I'm here. Like, can you guys please tell me why? Like, I don't even know what I'm being charged with because they wouldn't tell me. And I'm like, I have no clue what the claims are against me. And then the prosecutor, Russell Farr, he goes, well, if we told him why he's here, he would just use this for his likes and subscribers on his YouTube channel. And I'm like,
to a judge?
Yeah. And the judge, so I guess
the judge didn't.
He said we don't have time to argue this right now, but if you come back July 1st, we'll like argue for motion for discovery, I guess. So right now, I don't even know what these people have said. Basically, the whole video, like without getting into spoilers, is just them just constantly making up lies about us to get us arrested before our documentary comes out. So their logic is if we're in jail, we can't make any more videos about them. So they're just making up crazy.
Oh, so that's why the whole heroin thing became a thing? Wow. That's kind of crazy that that's kind of where things have devolved into, is that... Oh, I'm getting hit by something. Is that these people are kind of so dead to rights since now all of a sudden that they've gotten funding from like, you know, the YouTube world and internet at large, that now they're just starting just to throw reckless claims at him. Yes, as far as like he's on heroin, and that's just like, wow.
Yeah, the shit that they kept doing.
But
and
I don't
also
know what
just
they
as
are.
some kids who are goofing around making videos, like they kept. I don't want to spoil, but like the fucking no bail shit, like murderers and rapists get bail.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess I'm worse than a murderer and rapist, I guess, for making this video on them.
Literally everyone, almost everybody gets bail, unless they're like, the only time people get denied bail is if they're like a billionaire that can and did something horrible and they can leave the country.
What's crazy too is the Legal Eagle team was telling me yesterday, when they looked at the TRO that I got, the temporary restraining order, he said this only this was made and only gets approved for people that have like, are super high up in gangs or like the cartels and stuff. He's like, this is not for a YouTuber, you know. He's like, they are abusing this super hard to give you that.
Gotta have a lawsuit against them.
Yeah.
You have to. I feel like you have to have a lawsuit against that whole police department. There's no fucking way that you don't destroy them.
Well, we're getting the best lawyers ever, so
don't hold back on the police. Don't fuck them. Holy shit. But then the other aspect too, and again, I can't.
Heck, how do I get up there?
Should probably just play it, but they all end up. Oh God.
I need to get up to
Mormons,
that second
bro.
floor
I
somehow.
can't. They're a bunch of Mormons, and they're all the way that they all are working together and covering for each other. It's like, dude. Oh my God, the Mormons. They're very nice. Every Mormon I've met is very nice, but I'll tell you, they're not being very nice in this video.
Yeah, that was surprising to me. I don't know. I would have thought, like, you're right, because Mormons, if they do bad things, they think they're going to hell, or like they call it the outer darkness.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was so surprised that a Mormon
Such
would be acting
dicks.
this way. Yeah, because they probably think that they're going to like. I think I would have expected an atheist to act this way because it's like, oh, who cares if I murder a bunch of people? I just die. I don't get tortured at the end of this. You know, like that's like makes sense to me. Yeah. But if a Mormon like does something this evil, then it's like,
and they
they're
know
gonna be tortured for eternity. You know,
like the cops are Mormon, and you have them on video being like, yes, basically being like, yeah, what do we what charges are we gonna lie about to get these? It's like, bro, what about God?
Yeah.
And you sent out some Mormon kid over to lecture him, and he got arrested, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
He or the police came.
The police he called the police on him, yeah, but it was just a very short interaction.
This whole series, you guys have to fucking watch it.
Can I ask? Maybe this is a little too much behind the scenes, but did that kid that you recruited to go walk up to their door? Did you just like find him, or was he a fan of yours or something?
No, we just met him that day.
Wow. Okay, and he was down to do that.
Yeah,
That's a good Mormon.
Yeah,
That's the son of God.
He was doing the right thing. He went to go talk to him about how this is really messed up.
That's what we thought. Like that's what we told the cops. We were like, hey, like right now, Josh is going to the
Save
outer
his
darkness,
soul.
and so we are doing a good thing by trying to save him from, like, we're trying to bring him back into heaven, back closer to God, you know?
Right,
So
yes.
this is not a bad thing we're doing. Like, if anything, he should be, like, when he's in heaven, after we save him, he's going to be thanking us because he's like, if Reckless Ben didn't step in, then he's going to be in literally eternity.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
So in like 4,000 years, when Josh is in heaven because of this, he's going to be thanking me for saving him.
Right.
Well, if he lets you.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't,
He'll go
then he'll be in the outer darkness in 4,000 years. He'll be like, I should have just listened to Reckless Ben. Yeah.
I hate that Ben for all eternity.
I have a quick question. I'm a big Lego nut, you know. They call me Lego Lou around these parts, you know.
Nobody calls him Lego Lou.
Praise Mr. Gold. Would there be any reason to reach out to Big Brick about this?
I've been trying. I have maybe 4 connections.
I just don't decode that.
He means the
Zach
Lego
thinks
company.
Reach out to
So,
Legos directly.
Bricks and Minifigs actually just started a partnership with Lego about a week or so before I released this video.
That's gotta stop. Legos is so clean. They gotta cut ties.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get a hold of Lego and see what the deal is. It's
You know,
just really hard
Legos
to
gotta
contact
let
them.
go.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Not that good.
But it's just hard to contact them. They're in Denmark. Everyone wants to. I mean, it's a big brand, you know.
They're
there's a lot of
huge right
stuff
now
to do.
too.
Yeah.
They're like such a fucking huge brand right now.
Yeah.
But they'll see this because they're super brand friendly.
Well, it seems just. I don't know if it was because of the update that you put out the video with the update of their PR statement or whatever. Did that just come out within the last few days? Because I've been seeing way more articles about it just in the last like 48 hours.
Yeah, they just made another update yesterday, and then I was gonna do like a reaction to it, but then there was a live stream of the COO that I was trying to get on the live stream with them. It was really funny
Oh,
and like
no.
talk to him because he was basically just saying a bunch of stupid stuff like, you can know that we're right and Ben's wrong because you can look up Ben's criminal history. Ben's a felon. He's a criminal, and he's like, this is all public information. And they're like, yeah, but didn't he get arrested for like creating a GoFundMe or something? And he's like, you can look it up. This is public record. We're correct because
So
Ben's
he's
a criminal.
referring to
And-
the arrest that they sort of
caught.
engineered in the
Yeah.
video. Got it.
So anyway, let me keep watching this so people know what the fuck's happening. But I'm just so excited about this story and the video made that I really need everybody to go get invested in this.
And that I would not end this video until I get his entire world record Star Wars collection back. But anyways, the thief of this collection is actually a corporation called Bricks and Minifigs.
Bricks and Minifigs, the biggest toy store of its kind.
It's the largest toy store.
Bricks and Minifigs were not just your average Lego store.
For collectors, Bricks and
Now, I've never heard of Bricks and Minifigs. Are they actually like a huge?
Yeah, it's the most credible like Lego resale aftermarket thing. It's not only the most credible, it's also the biggest in the whole world.
You know how many like
And-
franchises they have?
I think like 300 something.
Oh, shit.
There's like multiple per state. Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And the
I think there's
fucking-
multiple in LA, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or at
Yeah,
least
there's
in,
like 6 or
area.
7 of them in
Yeah.
just in LA.
The CEO with those twirly dumbass he's got a villainous ass mustache. What a
It's so funny.
dumbass.
He really does.
What a fucking weirdo. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but he has like no eyebrows for some
Wait,
reason.
really? I hadn't noticed that.
could.
Here, I got a.
That's crazy. I didn't know that Bricks and Minifigs was that large. So they are the largest like retail. Sounds like just retail shop for Legos. Probably other than like Lego stores, which I know those are a thing.
Timestamp
It
for
was
that part.
tripping me out. Like
I
it
think
was
he
like his
has-
eyebrow. It
It really
his
was
mustache.
noticeable how villainous he looked.
I think he has red
it was
hair.
kinda
And I
shocking.
think sometimes with
Bullied
red-haired
for
people,
my
their
red hair.
eyebrows blend in, maybe.
Let me keep watching to catch people up. It's just so like the video is relentless. Every fucking second is packed with something fantastically.
No, you're
intriguing.
good. If we're being a little vague for some people that haven't watched the video, it's because like you really don't want to spoil a lot of things that happen in this video. I'd strongly encourage you all to just go watch
Just
it.
so much backstory, too.
After you watch us, obviously.
Okay, so I didn't realize they were that big. I
Yeah.
thought maybe there was like 8 of them or something.
I've never heard about it either until this video, but I was like, he kept saying bricks and minifigs. I'm like, is that a Lego company? But it's not a Lego company. Basically,
They could afford to give you $200,000.
yeah, they make, I think their profits are like 95 million a year. So I think we calculated it.
Are they public?
It's like 1/50th of a percentage is what they would have to give, I guess. No, it's not public because I was thinking about like how funny would it be to bet against this company right before the
You
video
could
comes out?
definitely short them.
And
Is
yeah,
that a,
but
would
no, it's
that
not
be
public
illegal?
stock.
Would it
I
be
don't
illegal
know.
to short them before you dropped it? Would that be insider? I don't know.
No.
I don't do like
No,
stocks
I
and
don't
stuff,
think
and
so.
I
No,
never
there's
enough money.
short reports. Companies that do that. It's fully legal.
No, but you
Take
do
from
it
me.
with insider info. You can't.
But not insider info from the company.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's not inside.
Okay.
He has outsider info.
We were joking about it,
That'd
but
be
I
great.
don't
You
know.
could make a fortune.
Maybe I don't know. I
We're
just
not
like,
lawyers.
Yeah.
I am.
Don't.
I actually am a financial advisor.
He's not.
If you have any questions about
Really?
money,
Oh,
He's
nice.
not. He lies about it all the
Yep.
time.
damn,
He's a
please.
liar.
Do you have any questions about money?
Yeah. Well, no, not right now. I guess.
Okay, you just hit me up. I'm licensed and I have a number. I'm credited. and
nice.
everything.
Figs is basically seen as the best and
All right,
safest
so why don't we
way-
go ahead and skip the
Yeah.
introduction?
Now, somebody was asking, does the dad know what's happening at all now, or is he
So-
still blissfully unaware?
I guess I can talk about this. So last night, Brian finally told his dad, and there's no like video of it or anything. Like this is like a very private conversation he had with them, and he said it was like a really hard talk because obviously it's like terrible for a son to be like, hey, I've been keeping the secret from you for a long time. But he said his dad was very understanding of it, and they're like, hey, we have a GoFundMe set up, and it looks like we're gonna get like refunded. Like we have a lot of audience support, and his dad was just confused the whole time. Like,
How do you even explain all this, especially to an old guy?
yeah, he's like, the whole country's seen this, like millions of people. He's like, how have millions of people
Yeah.
seen? Because he's never been on social media or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
so he doesn't know how any of this works. He's like, how do people from all around know about that? Like, how are people helping? And so he had like a couple-hour conversation with him, but
that's
finally,
interesting.
as of yesterday, he finally learned about it.
Well,
That's interesting because he said finally, as of yesterday, the dad is learning about this whole thing. When I think the Brian guy had said that it had been going on for what 8 to 10 months. So has it been going on a year that the parents have been kind of left in the dark about about their whole Lego collection? Interesting.
He's doing okay though. It sounds like.
Yeah, he said that he took it like the information way better than he expected, and because I think he was expecting his dad to get like really upset with him, but he said his dad took it fine, and he said now he's like the biggest weight is off my chest now. Like finally, I feel like for the first moment in like so long, I'm finally not stressed out. Which this has been causing him like so much stress because he's like, I feel like my dad's just gonna hate me after this, you know?
Jeez, that's a lot of
Because
pressure.
his dad put all his trust in his son to sell this.
I mean,
stuff. He screwed up,
$200,000.
you
That's
know?
like, I mean, that's probably like retirement money.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, but like his dad entrusted him to sell all that stuff, which yes, obviously it takes a lot of trust, and I think the son is fair to be ashamed or feel like he failed, but to be 100% fair to him, like, dude, you went to the largest retailer for Lego for consignment selling of Legos. Like if you can't go to them, who the hell else can you go to? I feel like that fact should kind of, take some weight. It's not like he went to someone who historically is known as a scammer. He went to like the largest company that deals in what they were looking for.
he felt like, oh, my dad put all this trust in me, and I screwed it all up for him, and now I've been hiding my mess up from him, and so he's just been like super stressed out about this whole thing.
I just love knowing that, because I've seen this before on the internet. We've all seen it, but at a certain point, when the bad guys get exposed and there's just so much attention on them, they're fucked. They're just fucked. Like you already won, and I can't wait to watch it all unfold. They're so
Yeah,
fucked.
it's gonna be sick. Yeah. Well, it's going on for 2 more years. So you guys have 2 more years of entertainment. So.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that it
Horrible,
opened
though.
up like this? Like this stupid fucking Lego heist silliness opened up into this like odyssey. It's just
Yeah, it was
unreal.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Out of all the videos I'm working on like 12 like documentaries kind of like side by side right now. And it's crazy that like, yeah, the Lego one got this crazy. Some of the other ones are like already crazy from the beginning, but this one starts out just like, oh, it's Legos, and then just is a slow build the entire time, you know, where it's like, how did we get here? It's insane.
Interesting. Okay, so you're working on a bunch of projects at once. Because I was wondering how your work process, how your flow works when you're like so dedicated to one
I don't know. I
project
just
for so long.
Well, it sucks because it's like for a part of the video, we just have to wait 3 months for court, you know? So it's like, what am I'm not just going to sit around and do nothing. I'm going to start a new project, you know?
Yeah.
So stuff like that will happen. And then like when he's like, we'll give you the Legos back. And then we wait a month for them to give us the Legos back. So it's like, I'm working on other things while we're just waiting, you
It's
know?
so satisfying in the video, and you guys will love this. Where it's like, all right, well, we did this thing, and we have to wait 3 months, and we already did that. And here's what happened. It's like, oh, I love that. It's so fucking satisfying as an audience member.
It's a very like non-linear timeline that I did, but
So, yeah, part 2 is amazing. You guys, if you want to watch it, you could become a patron. So you said there's a GoFundMe up? Because I saw in part 2, you tried to put up a GoFundMe, and they fucking found a reason to arrest you
yeah,
for
they
it.
arrested me for creating the GoFundMe.
To help reimburse this guy. It's just, it never ends. So how can people find the GoFundMe?
Oh, right there. I guess you could put a link to it or something.
Okay, well,
I can't promote it, or else
They arrested him for trying to start a GoFundMe for people who got scammed? Dude, our country is freaking crazy, man. We're just so cooked. Like, why would you arrest someone for doing that?
I'll get arrested again.
Oh my God, bro.
Should we button?
We can show it, right?
Probably,
you want me to button it?
I mean, I guess.
Do you want me to remove it? Because I have a button.
No. Keep it on.
Okay.
Keep it on. I'll get arrested again. It'll be sick for content. But
Hey,
any moment though, the police might start swatting us, and that's not an exaggeration.
Well, do they have buddies in LA, or I mean, this seems like a Utah thing.
Yeah, it's probably.
And they haven't been mentioned, or they've mentioned it a couple times. So I would say they haven't. But the fact that this whole thing is happening in Utah, and the whole like, they've been mentioning the whole Mormon thing is just so. It's so weird that plays any sort of role in whatever the frick is going on here.
So yeah, we got swatted in Utah after I created this.
I don't think it's swatting. I think they just fuck it. Like swatting implies like a prank. They just did a corrupt raid on you.
I think they had. I think I looked it up. They have. It's called like crowdfundmeitis or something like crowdfunditis or
so
crowdfundophobia. That was it. It's crowdfundophobia. It's like a medical condition of people that are afraid of GoFundMe's. And that's what I think. So it's like very rare. And normally most people that have crowdfundophobia, they just are like walking
Move
the street.
on.
And they wouldn't affect anyone. But in this, we got really unlucky because the people with crowdfundophobia in this situation are police. Yeah. So it really sucks that like the police are just happen to be afraid of GoFundMe's, you know?
So obviously, you didn't.
What in the world is that argument? The police have crowdfundophobia? They're what? Like, we serious with this? Like, and I'm sorry, as someone who typically leans liberal, but like, some of the things that some of these people like blame the left for being like, what's the thing they normally say? It's like, oh, this is woke, or you're I can't think of the term. Well, it's like, well, they're calling you soft. It's like, I'm sorry, this is like incredibly soft behavior. Coming up with terms like that, crowdfundophobia, is like, oh, snowflake. That's the term I'm looking for. This is like incredibly snowflake coded.
Show this to me. I found it independently on my own. And now that I have it
I
up,
Googled it and sent it to you on our Discord, completely separate.
Yeah, you didn't bring
He
it
had
up.
no editorial input. This is not his show.
Whoa, we already got $40,000. That's sick. The last time I checked it, we were at $25.
Hey.
Oh, that's good. So
Well, it
wait,
really
no,
does
but
seem like awareness.
did you remake it?
Spiked.
No, I just haven't. I'm like, if I go to this website, I'm gonna get arrested, dude.
Okay,
like,
good.
the police like ingrained it into me. Like, this GoFundMe is a really bad thing. Disassociate yourself with this GoFundMe. Like, this GoFundMe is horrible. They like ingrained that. So I've just been terrified of this GoFundMe. So,
well, I'm terrified of this man here.
yeah. Well, that's the guy who stole the money. Yeah.
That's the owner of the.
Stole the Legos.
But actually, I'm terrified. Lena, can you donate $1,000 to this for me?
Whoa.
And then also
Do it
put
with
it
my
in,
name.
No, don't. Dude, Dan, I'm sick of you taking all my credit, all right? We already saved this woman's eyeball.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it. We saved some woman's eyeball.
Whoa.
We needed an eye, and Dan put his name when it was all my money. And then actually, can you pull that up? It's funny. I'll show it real fast. But yeah,
She hit her goal. She's getting a new eye. So good job, everyone.
Well, it's
Good job, Dan.
It has actually a funny follow-up because once we hit it, she's made a new GoFundMe for her dog, and then she also raised the GoFundMe goal. So I was,
you got that for $2,000.
She put it back down, actually.
She
did.
Oh, she did. By the way, just to be fair, I'm pretty sure GoFundMe does that automatically.
Yes, it auto raises it.
Wait, where's all the Dan Sword loves?
There's one. It was right there.
See top. Wait, Allison, who the fuck out donated me? James Charles. Okay, I forgot how this all started. Dan, and
a lot of anonymous people.
Dan Sword love. Yeah, there was
Sensitive, said Veronica Rose. No. I was thinking of I mean, sensitive, yes, but I was thinking of the word snowflake. Which again, like, the idea of people calling other people snowflakes and then just freaking out over stuff like coming up with terms for people that are starting crowdfundmes is like, to me, that's like true snowflake stuff right there. I'm in a thunderstorm right now. Might possibly get power shut down depending how crazy it gets. I won't be surprised if it happens. LOL, says Odin is salty. Well, stay safe over there, Odin. I know what that's like, being in Florida. We get crazy thunderstorms all the time.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Wonderful.
Speak to Lord.
I love that.
Yeah. So anyway, we saved her eye. So we did that. Yeah, we did that.
Wow.
So yeah, and so link it in the description if you could, and pin a comment, and also post it in the live chat. Which, by the way,
Copy that.
you had not. I don't even know. I found this totally on my own, independent of you.
Dang. That's
I don't even
sick.
know what this link
Crazy.
is.
Yeah. It's crazy how that happens.
Yeah, GoFundMe. I'm just scared they're gonna like lock me because so me creating this GoFundMe is what made them take my bail away, and they were like, well, we're gonna put him in jail for at least like because that's how long my court date was. It was about a month later.
Well, and I seen the footage of part 2, and it's incredible because you managed to get you get so much of the body cam footage, and whatever's not been like totally corruptly redacted.
Yeah.
Right. You can still see them. Like, the minute you mention this GoFundMe, he leaves the room and starts trying to invent some narrative with all your other buddies they arrested. Like, and you can just see them fabricating these charges, like, in real time.
That was wild, and it was also wild when they messed up. I won't specify so I don't spoil it too much, but basically you got a hold of footage that they tried to redact the audio from to basically cover themselves up. And they did such a shitty job of it that you were able to figure out what they said anyway.
They did a horrible job at redacting.
And sure enough, what they redacted was just them full on colluding on a corruption, a way to fuck you.
Yeah, there's just so many random spots of them just redacting things where it's like, there's always like at least 4 or 5 police officers. So for a lot of it, I was just able to just sync the clips up together. I'm like, I can just tell what they're saying here. And this isn't to do anything that's like Utah State code. It's just,
the incompetence.
They just felt like redacting it for whatever. I think it's because.
I hope that like.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was going to say some of the things I think they redacted. So they're supposed to, if there's a minor, for example, they have to redact that. If there's a victim or an innocent person like walking by, like that's not involved in the case, they have to redact that. But it seems like they were redacting things where it's like, if this information gets out,
So are we gonna see videos of that? I would love to see. That's crazy, the fact that like that even the police force is like in on just straight up redacting stuff. Freaking Utah. I'm never going to Utah now. No, I'm kidding. I still would go to Utah. I heard it's a very lovely place.
Police officers are getting fired. Let's redact that too, which is illegal for them to do it, but they did it anyways.
So I really hope that as this story gets bigger, and part 2 is not even out yet. And by the way, I was like, how can part 2 be as good as part 1? It's so fucking good.
Oh, nice. Oh, thanks so much.
No, I was genuinely so much angrier watching part 2 because these aren't some assholes just being criminal. This is our fucking police force.
Yeah.
You know?
It sucks.
It's
sucks.
so
It does suck.
it's so fucked up.
It's
But you
weird.
get them so good.
In LA, I feel like the cops are cool. So I thought the cops were gonna like act like how they, because in LA they'd probably be like, hey, just give them the stuff back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But here, it's so weird how like I was so caught off guard every time where I'm just like,
I think it's just a smaller police force.
Yeah.
And they all know each other. And they're all Mormons, so I think they probably all go to church. There's probably, I don't know how many people are in the police force. What town was it in?
American Fork.
So it's not even like
small
Salt
little
Lake.
thing.
Yeah.
It's
There's probably like 10
teeny
people on the
tiny.
police force.
Well, what the heck?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
super tiny. Yeah, the
So-
same police officers would come back every single time. So
There's no
Yeah, you can see
accountability.
throughout the
Flying
video,
around?
it's the same dudes over and over again harassing you.
They show up like in full SWAT gear, like fat fucking, like, dude, what a waste. What a waste. But I hope that this, as part 2 comes out, goes above them to the point where there's someone looking down on them and to all this shit they're doing. Because all those people
hope
should
so.
lose their jobs.
yeah, well, the thing is the people ahead of them are also Mormon. Like the people redacting all the body cam footage, I looked them up. They graduated from BYU University. And they just say the same thing. They're like, hey, we can't give you these redactions or else you're going to use them in your YouTube video. It's
That
like,
is
but-
not legal.
Oh, what
But
the heck?
if there's police corruption, shouldn't we be showing that in a YouTube video? Isn't that something we
You
have the right to do?
can't-
In
Salty says stuff like this just shows how much control some of these big companies have people over the media and how it informs people. Yeah. I think it's a little more disturbing, like the fact that it's a police force, though. Like the fact that what they're saying is that because it's in Utah and it's a very tight knit community, they're saying that the people that own, what is it, Bricks and Ticks? I don't remember the name of it. Bricks and Tax. Those people like know people within the police force, so that's why the people in the police force are writing for them so hardcore.
You can't redact it because they're afraid you're going to use it. That's not how the law works.
Yeah, it sucks. And they're like, well, but you take it to court and stuff. And so
Right,
we're
talk
taking
to
it to
these
court
people.
to try to get the redactions. Maybe one day we'll finally be able to see why I got in trouble. But as of now, it's a big mystery.
So I'm reading apparently the American Fork Police Department Patrol Division is made up of 22 officers. And there's 4 sections. So like there's probably one section,
22 officers, you said?
divided by 4.
And every
Right.
time we did something, there'd be at least like 10 or 12 of them.
So that's like
It's like half the
6.
department.
It's like 5. Yeah, it's like 5 or
Yeah.
6 in your section. So it's the same 5 or 6 cops
Dang.
colluding on the same thing.
Well, we
So
were,
so it's an incredibly small police department. So yeah, of course, all of these people like know each other. It's like super obvious.
probably the only ones like it is what's kind of a nice neighborhood. Like there's probably not a lot of crime that happens there.
Yeah.
So like us making this GoFundMe is probably like, oh, we gotta really like step down on this. When I was in jail, there was one other person in jail with me.
When I was in jail, dude, that's such a crazy thing to say over this whole Lego fiasco. That's just insane, dude.
It was a Mormon lady. She's like 40 years old, and she got arrested for paying too much for toilet paper at a grocery store. Because she paid the wrong amount, she got arrested. But she paid too much. And it was a week ago. So the police swatted her house again and they arrested her. A week later.
Wait, I'm confused by that.
Yeah, I was confused too. And then she's calling her husband on the phone. She has like 3 kids. And the husband's like, I don't believe you. You're a liar. Like all this stuff. And she's like crying to me because like the police officers at the jail, or the security at the jail was like, they're looking up the police report and they're like, why are you here? You paid too much for toilet paper. And she's
What's
like, I
the
know.
crime?
like the incorrect payment on toilet paper. I don't know.
I don't believe that's in the code. I don't know. I don't know what the city
but she's like,
municipal book says, but I don't
yeah,
think
she's
that.
crying to me. She's like, I don't have money for a lawyer. She's like,
Sounds like this whole city is ripe for investigation. Bro.
yeah. And she was like, the saddest part is like, my husband doesn't believe me. Like, he wants a divorce now. And she's like, the police officers believe me, but my husband doesn't believe me. And she's like, she's gonna take my kids away from me. And she was like, she seems so sad. Now I'm just there, kind of like, oh shoot, like I can't really complain about what I'm in here. Well, I guess we were there for like equally stupid charges, but yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna disagree. I think overpaying for toilet paper might be dumber.
Yeah.
As dumb, and yours is really.
It said
dumb.
that in the police report, and the police officer's like, I don't know why you're here.
But is that a vendetta? Like, why the fuck would they arrest some random lady for?
I don't know. I think there's just no crime that happens in this neighborhood, so just anything like. If the police officers don't make arrests, they don't have a job. So to keep their job, they just have to find something to arrest people for. That's my only explanation. I don't know.
Damn, that's crazy. Some guy Ethan Klein gave 1,000, and you guys are over.
Yeah. Oh,
Yo, chat. Look, I got a freaking dragon, dude. All right, sorry.
Thank you so much.
I got distracted because I can fly.
I think. Don't you think the goal should be 200,000?
I made it 200,000, but I think there's like levels or something.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but the goal is 200,000. I think it's just like level 1. I think if I remember correctly, it said level 1 was like 25,000. So I think maybe it's a GoFundMe tactic. It's like, oh, we're almost there. So if you donate, you can complete the goal. You know, so it looks like.
That's exactly what it is.
Because if it's like 40,000 out of 200,000, people are like, they're never gonna make it. I'm not gonna donate.
Yeah.
But if it's like, oh, we're so close, I'll be the person that gets the last percent. It's like, I think it's an incentive for people to donate. Maybe.
I feel like if you were able to share this, it would get like a million.
Well, that's the whole thing is part 2. It's like, it's one of the biggest plot points of the second video. So in like a week when it comes out, I'm for sure it's gonna. Yeah. I'm pretty confident. That's what. So this GoFundMe is the whole reason Brian actually felt safe to tell his dad, because he's like, okay, I think we're finally gonna get paid out now for this thing. So like the fact that he saw this GoFundMe is doing well and it hasn't even been released yet, then
It's
he's
crazy.
like, okay, well, I can tell my dad
gonna
about
go
this.
crazy. I think it might break 1 million.
That'd be
That's my
sick.
prediction.
Well, I guess whatever
We'll
Brian
see.
wants to do with that money, it's his decision.
Look what
I
he's
guess.
done. Look what he's done to this family.
This is
this evil man.
This is a simulation. He didn't actually hold up a bunch of $100 bills in front of a family with lightning in the background,
That's what
right?
he does at home.
He might. I don't know.
Bro's really testing the.
Is this a real
infinite
photo? Holy shit!
So yeah, I'm so excited.
Just notice
and-
Benjamin Franklin has 2 sets of eyeballs facing in both directions on this bill. Yeah.
Not many people knew that about him.
Oh, that's one of those rare.
It's a misprint from the
misprints.
Treasury.
Yes, very
no.
quite valuable actually.
Yeah.
And it makes sense a collector would have that.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Previous franchise owner is in the chat. Would be cool to have her on the show. You could bring him on. Someone who owned a franchise wants to talk. Let him call in.
I'll take a look.
That's from.
It's either Crystal or Ben. They used to own it. They probably want to defend that their store, because I said, I don't know if their store, because I don't know, but their claim is that they did nothing wrong and corporate just stole their life savings from them. But,
Oh, you know what? I need to see a picture of the CEO. You guys need to see what an evil-looking fucking freak this guy is. This guy does not have the glaze. I've talked about Mormons a lot on the show. And Mormons have this glaze. Like, they look like they're just, everything's put together. They look beautiful or shiny, right? But this guy, he's lost his glaze long ago.
oh no.
Maybe it's because
Oh, you're right.
He's in
He
the
doesn't-
infinite void.
He doesn't have eyebrows. You're right.
Where's his
Whoa.
fucking eyebrows?
Oh my
bro?
gosh, they weren't kidding. They weren't kidding. This guy literally has a villain, twirly, evil villain mustache. It's pretty funny. He literally has a villain mustache.
Never noticed that.
His fucking mustache consumed his eyebrows.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, that's evil. Where's your eyebrows, bro? For no reason.
He looks so
sad.
Yeah, he can grow a mustache, but he
Sorry, I gotta send a text real quick.
can't
Look.
grow eyebrows. That's so weird.
What is this? He's overcompensating for not having eyebrows.
Maybe he lost a bet. That's like a common thing if you lose
That
a
is
bet,
a
you gotta
weird
shave
look.
your
Where are your
eyebrows.
eyebrows?
Might have.
He looks ridiculous, bro. I hope you know. What's his name?
Eamon McNeff.
Eamon McNeff.
Ammon.
Eamon McNiff.
Yeah, like
What a
McDonald's,
name.
but McNeff.
Eamon
Eamon
McNeff. I hope
McNiff.
you look in the mirror and know what a silly looking fuck you are. You goofy ass, villain mustache twirled,
Oh,
no
no.
eyebrow hair, and beady eyes. Look at these lifeless infinite. You know, I can see the infinite void in his eyes. That's where he's
Dang.
going. What is it called?
The outer darkness.
I see the outer darkness in his eyes. You see it?
Yeah, he's long.
Yeah, he's in the void.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing.
He should be
no.
afraid. He
He's
should
going to
be
the outer
afraid.
darkness. Oh no.
They already got his eyebrows.
But it's not too late.
Darkness.
It's not too late to do the right thing.
Yes,
He
no,
can still go to
Mormons,
heaven.
They're
It's never
Christians,
too
They
late.
believe in redemption.
Yeah.
There's still time.
He
You
can
have to do
still
the right
go to
thing.
heaven if he does the right thing.
Well, based on the email that was leaked to you, which is, again, just this story, it's just so funny how miserably they're losing everything. So you put this out. They responded, basically just some stupid boilerplate refusal.
Basically, what they said is everything you watch in the video is not true.
Yeah.
And we don't have facts. Even though Ben has facts in his videos, we don't have facts, and you should believe us because we said so. And because we said so, that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's their whole argument boiled down. And then their second argument, so then we responded saying, well, no one's going to believe you if you don't show facts. So then their second argument was, well, we said so again, and you should believe us because we said so. So they learned nothing.
This, by the way, is your Patreon.
Yeah.
Which I think is important that people sign up for this because it sounds like you're going to have a lot of legal fees
Yeah, it's crazy.
in your near
Yeah,
future.
yeah, I'm covering my legal fees, Brian's legal fees. Victor got serving papers yesterday. So Victor's legal fees. I think they're trying to get every single person that was involved in this project. And I told everyone, like, because I don't want someone to like help me with a project and then they get screwed over for it. So I am covering every single person's legal fees. So it's going to be very expensive, but.
Are you guys okay? Like, I mean, you have, I don't know, I don't see how your Patreon is
it's
robust.
It's doing pretty well
Okay,
right
good.
now. Yeah.
Good.
But.
So yeah, I'll put this in the description too, because we got to support
the Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This righteous cause.
And you get access to all my deleted videos ever on YouTube.
That actually is unironically an incredible.
Dang. Have you seen the
benefit.
Banksy video? That one's crazy. That's on Patreon.
You did a Banksy video that got removed?
No, I just haven't made it live on YouTube yet. It was supposed to be on HBO, and then I got it greenlit on HBO, and then it was supposed to be a 5-part series, and so the first episode is on Patreon right now, and the second episode we all got felonies for it, and so we're kind of waiting for the statute of limitations is 3 years, so we're trying to get lawyers to help us out of that.
Bro, how do you not have lawyers?
I can tell you off screen what we did, but it's gnarly. Probably the crazier than the Lego video, 100%.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's like the craziest thing you can think of. It's like
you killed someone?
Like
you raped a child?
It's like sneaking into Area 51 level of crazy.
Sorry,
It's like,
I mean, you said it was the worst thing I could think of.
but it's a 5.
You didn't do that. You didn't do that.
But I made like 5 movies. It was supposed to be on HBO. Like all of them connect to each other, like loosely connect, and then once HBO greenlit, they're like, this is gonna be the sickest. Like this is gonna be the #1 show on HBO. It's gonna be awesome. And then once they saw the footage, they're like, oh, we cannot post. That's way.
They
too
didn't watch
scary.
it?
No, they did watch it.
But I'm saying they said they did all that shit and before they knew what was on the video.
Well, I think we took it further than
Than
they
they
thought. Maybe,
expected.
yeah. But the
I
first one's
love
on
that.
Patreon, so if they want to see that,
So you guys, and maybe you don't want to give away the sauce, and that's fine if not. But without getting into specifics, throughout this video, you attempt, like I think 3 different legal maneuvers to kind of reframe the situation to
Yeah.
force the company
no,
to
we can talk about it.
confront
Okay,
you.
no, people have already seen it. There's
Well,
no
so
spoilers.
what I was curious about, because hearing about this HBO thing, you don't work closely with the lawyer. You came up
have
with all
to,
of those
bro.
schemes.
I've
I just kind of
never-
assumed a
That's
lawyer told
great.
you, yeah, this would be a good way that you could
I've
go
never
about.
talked to a lawyer about a video.
Oh my
I've done
God!
ever.
I mean, that's
Bad.
both
Just make stuff
impressive,
up.
but you got to
need-
talk to a lawyer.
Look, I know, I
there we
understand your perspective where like you don't want it to inhibit the plot line, but also you need like a concierge. How do they say the Italians? Concierge. How's it said?
Well, not even that.
Someone who will consult you behind the snes and tell you how to break the law,
So,
like in the right way.
My theory's always
Not
been
break
this.
the law. Make sure that you're not breaking the law.
No.
In a very
No, I meant what I
careful way.
said.
Well,
Yeah,
my
okay.
theory's always been this. So it's like, if I do what a lawyer tells me to do, then they're going to expect it, you know, because they're going to be like, oh, the lawyer's probably telling them this, so now they know how to. It's like playing a bong cloud.
Oh, you have
in
a
chess.
felony. You don't have a criminal defense lawyer?
No.
Ow.
Do that.
Oh,
Do
well,
that.
so
We might
I got away. I was one of the only people in the group that got. Everyone else got felonies though,
No.
and they all got lawyers for that, and they closed the case, but the case is like still pending. Like it's a closed case, so they got away with it. But they said if we post the video, they'll open the case back up again. So.
Are you gonna post it?
So we're trying to get lawyers. I actually have been getting like lawyers and stuff to look
Yeah.
at it, but the statute of limitations ends like really soon.
Oh,
There's
that's-
only a 3-year statute of limitations. We filmed it about 2.5
Wow,
years
you've been
ago,
sitting on this
so-
for 3 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I fucking
Right.
love your dedication. That is my favorite thing. It's like, as this video moves on, and it's kind of the common thread throughout all your videos, Reckless Ben, I guess it's in the name, but you're like, this is crazy, and they did this thing that's unbelievable, and now we are going to do the most insane fucking thing possible to top it, and I love it. But it's always like justified too.
Yeah, no, the ones that aren't released right now, those are, I mean, they're not released because they are like the craziest things ever, you know, but.
And that's on Patreon.
Well, one of them's on Patreon. The other one I can't post on Patreon because they said they'll just open the case back, and it's like 20 years in jail if we post it right now.
Are you afraid of going to jail? Like, for real?
No, I got away. So I mean,
No, but like
I was
in
scared of-
general.
I was scared of my friends going to jail, but no, I should be fine. Like, we're gonna get the best lawyers ever. We have public support. We're in the right. Like, if I didn't do anything wrong, why would I go to jail? You know, like I made a GoFundMe. What's bad about
Famous
that?
last words. You yeah, I don't know if you've seen. Okay, I'm about to do a Shawshank Redemption quote, but he says, "Don't you know we're all innocent in here?
Oh,
Get a lawyer."
I'm down. But my
Please.
my theory has always been if I do something so just like weird and like messed up that something like a lawyer would never recommend, the other side will never see it coming. If they never see it coming, they won't know how to respond. If they can't respond, then now I'm on top and I
You're
got
the
them.
lawyer.
Yeah, it's always worked for me in my other videos. Like, I think.
Okay, but like I understand what you're saying. And
You do have a knack for it. Like the lottery scheme that you came up with was very clever, and that was the one that I was like, oh, he must have a lawyer. Like I am surprised to hear that wasn't, because it was so specific, the way that you used the law to catch them. But I imagine if you had a lawyer, he would have just pointed you in the same direction. But it seemed like you figured it out, so I guess it's all good.
Let me tell you what you need, and I'll leave you alone on it. You need a lawyer who's like your friend, confidant, who's not gonna like judge you, but is going to give you legal advice.
Yeah,
on
you're like
how
a Better
to
Call
fi-
Saul lawyer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
just hard
exactly
to find
what
them,
you
yeah.
need. You'll find. Well, you'll find one.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're getting introduced to a few.
No, I just finished Better Call
after all
Saul.
this.
I was watching that show and I'm like, dude, I have to do all these things. These are so cool. Like,
You found that inspiring.
yeah, oh for sure. Yeah, it was sick. But like, I think he does it for bad, but I was like, I can do this stuff for good. you
Yeah,
know?
you're like Dexter of scams.
Yeah, yeah.
I fuck with that. So actually, I am gonna fucking eat up all of this Patreon. You said how many franchises they have?
303,
All right,
I
skip
think.
a
I'm not
little
100%
bit.
sure, but it's in the 300s.
So
I
they
think.
sent this email out to all of them, and I don't know how long it took to get back.
All right, bathroom break. We're back in just a sec. All right, sorry. Back to the video.
Back to you, but it seems like it was pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, for them to respond to this?
No, for you to get their letter that they sent to all the franchises.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like a
sorry.
day.
I'm
It,
just
like, leaked on
noticing-
Reddit in like a day, I think. And
I'm
then I
just
had, like, 3
noticing
other
my
people just, like,
camera.
individually sent it to me. I'm like, okay.
My camera freaked out. What happened, camera? Okay, that's on screen. Where's the video?
If all of these people are claiming to work and they're all sending me the same thing,
Has
it's
to
probably legit. Yeah.
What idiots! What a dumb Hold on, can I see that guy's face again? Can we just get his face permanently?
Go back. No.
On a button, Nate.
There's been a lot of funny memes in like the Lego Reddits about him. I think it's been pretty funny.
Evil
my
People
goodness.
are.
villain
He's so
cartoon.
memeable.
He's this guy. He's literally tying your Lego set to a
Wacky
train
Racer?
track.
Yeah.
Whoa, that is him. And he doesn't have any eyebrows either.
Oh,
Oh no.
You're right. His hat is just.
Who do
his
I want to
eyebrow.
talk to?
Yeah, they always have all the evil people have the mustache, but they don't never have any eyebrows. That's crazy.
Actually, what I'd like to do, I'll read the email. You guys should watch this, obviously, because it's very funny watching you guys just stunt on them, and they have to be so mad. You know they're so mad.
Oh yeah. No, they're obviously pissed off for sure.
They
But
could have got out of this so cheap.
They can end. They still can. They can just stop all the lawsuits, say they're sorry, give the Legos back, and they won't have to be mad anymore. They'll go to heaven. They get to survive the
Infinite instead of the the infinite abyss or whatever. They could infinite ecstasy.
We made a tutorial for them in the video of how they can end all of this, and it was only one step. It was give Brian his Legos back.
You should join. You should become a Mormon as part of the plot line too.
Should I?
To find out just how he can redeem himself, right?
Ooh, that'd be funny. Yeah, because I don't want this to be like a hit piece against Mormonism, because I think the way he's actually going to give the Legos back is if like the Mormon community, like obviously I'm not going to have any influence on him, but the Mormon community will. So if we can get the Mormon community on our side and be like, hey, someone in your group is doing something.
They're lying.
Completely, he's breaking all of your Mormon rules, stealing. That breaks the Mormon. One of the main things you can't do in Mormonism is stealing. Josh is doing that. Lying. He's doing that. Stealing from old people, even worse in Mormonism, I think. So
There's an extra statute against old people.
yeah. So basically, the Mormons should hate this guy, but for some reason, right now they're sticking up for him. So I wonder if like there's a way to like reason with the Mormons to be like, hey, someone is breaking all of your rules. We have so much proof. Let's work together.
Yeah, I
to get him to do the
I
right
think
thing.
there are. I mean, there's for sure people in the church that would see this and be like, this guy, he's not one of us.
Yeah,
He's no good.
But so far with our experience, all the Mormons just back him, which is weird.
Actually, I've watched the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I learned a lot about Mormon. The one way to get him excommunicated for sure is if you could find out he's having an affair.
I don't think he's having an affair.
Okay.
No.
Because if you could prove that, that would get him excommunicated for sure. Or if he's gay or something like that.
I would have no evidence on that. I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm just giving you some potential
Well, if you're
leads.
gay, you get
I
excommunicated.
think so. Yeah, they're not down with
Oh,
that.
no.
Yeah, I don't think they're cool with that.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, they have their own rules. They do it their own way. That John Smith or whatever the fuck his name was. Is his name John Smith?
Joseph Smith.
It's such a like. They could have thought of something more exotic. I feel like for profit.
Well, he was a person.
Yeah.
Thought of something.
I don't know. Joseph Smith is a little on the nose.
I guess just his parents could have given him a more unique name, I suppose, right? I think the way that you're approaching it, Ben, is very smart of trying to appeal to the morality of that community.
Well, that's how we always take people down. So, like, McCamey Manor, people have hated on that haunted house for so long. But what finally got him to take him down was when I showed proof that it's fake, and all of his supporters and moderators were like, we're supporting a fake haunted house? What is this? And they all turned on him, and that's what finally got him shut down.
Well,
His
you're right.
own community turned on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think when they're in that community, you know, they all know each other. They all go to each other's backyard barbecue, and they don't want to believe that their friend and neighbor is a bad person, you know? And I think it is people's natural instinct to stick up for your community and your church member and everything. So I understand why you're doing it, but you're right. If enough of them find out what he's really been doing,
we got to get him excommunicated.
Yeah, I mean, he's done enough stuff. Or we say you get excommunicated if you don't do the right thing and give the Legos back.
That would be quite an ultimatum from God
'Cause
himself.
I do think there's always like we should give people second chances. You know, like if he wants to do the right thing, go ahead and be a Mormon again. But until that, unless you're going to follow the rules of Mormonism, you should not be a Mormon, I think.
Honestly, if he was just like, you know what? I made everything worse. I've been a total dickhead. I should have done the right thing from the beginning. Here's your money back. Here's an apology. I feel like
what am I doing?
even I would be like, you know what, it's fine. Let it go.
Yeah. Well, he also has to end the lawsuits against us.
The lawsuits,
End the
but
lawsuits.
well, that seems unlikely. It seems like he's unlikely to have a change of heart considering he just filed that like today.
Yeah, I think they're just so stubborn that
Agitated.
If they give the Legos back, that would be them admitting they're wrong, and they'll never do that. That we had something similar
Oh,
like this
there's
in my
a
last
wee
video.
wing.
I don't know
Okay,
if you saw the
gotta kill
McCabe
that
Manor
thing.
stuff. We just wanted to get pizza with Russ,
Mm.
the guy who was in charge of it, and he wouldn't get pizza with us. And we're like, once you get pizza with us, we'll end our entire video on your thing. And he didn't do it because it's like eating pizza with us would be admitting defeat. And that would be proving to his followers that he's not as tough
do
as
I-
he thinks he is. You know,
This
they
is
think
the
he
guy,
is.
by the way. You guys got to go watch all this stuff.
That was the whole plot of that
How do I, like,
episode.
float?
Pretty much is like, can we get him to eat pizza with us? Because that would be him admitting defeat. And these Legos is the same thing. It's like,
All right. Well, I don't really feel like I'm getting any more out of their convo. Shoot, was that all I really? Oh, there's a second part video. Why don't we go ahead and just skip the? I don't know. I feel like they're kind of just having a goof. They're having goofs and just kind of chilling, which I don't think we need. But there is a second part. Moist Critical just put out about 3 hours ago. So why don't we go ahead and end the stream right after we watch this? That'll be a nice 3 hours, and we'll get to
I think
just
this is
check
now
out
the
what's
fourth
going
video
on.
in 3 days I've made on this massive Lego scandal, but I can't help it. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever covered. All of this started over Legos and is now at a point where Reckless Bin, the guy who was really investigating it and blew the lid off of this, spilled the beans, has now been targeted more times than Cobra Commander by the local police department out there in Utah that is seemingly working in collaboration with Bricks and Minifigs. Part 2 of Reckless Bin's investigation just dropped, and he and his whole group get arrested. He has been targeted multiple times by the police getting arrested, and there is evidence presented on camera that seems to indicate that the police are knowingly engaging in what I think is pretty clearly some barnacles, not to get into the technical terms there, that's some legalese for you, some barnacles, in order to have him silenced because of what he's talking about. And there are some deep-rooted potential connections between Bricks and Minifigs and this local police department that is now, for some reason, going scorched earth on Ben and his entire team. It is absolutely fucking absurd. Arasaka from Cyberpunk is a
Arasaka. It's so funny because we're kind of in the middle of playing Cyberpunk, which we're getting ready to get back to. We were supposed to tonight. Maybe tomorrow or Monday we'll get back to Cyberpunk, but yeah.
less corrupt, less evil organization than Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. It's unbelievable. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give you like the briefest rundown before getting into part 2 here, because this is wild. They literally come in guns blazing on Ben and his team, by the way. Not to get into spoilers. But this all started because I had a voice crack. That's how extreme this is. It's affecting my vocal folds even yapping about it. Ben had been investigating a case of some potentially stolen Legos from Bricks and Minifigs. What happened is an individual named Brian took his father's Lego collection that his father had built up over years of his life. A very valuable collection valued roughly around $200,000 worth of product. He took it to Bricks and Minifigs to sell it to them on consignment, so that way he could take that money to his father, who is in not the best health, and this money was going to be used for very important things in the family. Well, what ended up happening is, when he took it to that shop, Bricks and Minifigs, the owner was pretty much forced out after they had talked about leaving the country, and then corporate stepped in.
It says I
This
just have
is
to press space bar.
all backed up by oodles of evidence. There's the whole kit and caboodle of evidence confirming this timeline, not the Bricks and Minifigs response of just actual gobbledygook that they keep trying to spit out. And when that owner was forced out and corporate
that most
took over,
definitely is
they
not
put up a
happening.
big stink crossing their arms and refused to give Brian his Lego collection back, which is still his collection. By the very contract that was signed, it is still his collection, but they then said, oh, we don't do consignment. We wipe our asshole with that. We wipe our dirty little ass with consignment papers. That's toilet paper to us. So get out of here. Kick rocks, pussy. So not only could Brian not get his Lego collection back from Bricks and Minifigs, but they didn't pay for it, and they were even marketing it and selling this Lego collection, a collection that they had no legal right to, considering, according to them, they don't even do consignment in the first place. Thus, how could they possibly have this collection? It's not theirs to even be selling. So by all possible interpretations, that sounds like stolen product.
Holy cow, this video is 50 minutes from Moist Critical? I don't think I've ever seen Moist do a video this long. Sheesh.
That they are selling to their customers. So this was a huge investigation from Ben into this corruption. It was unbelievable. I highly recommend you watch his coverage of it. And Since then, they keep singing a different tune, like, consignment, we don't do that. But then the previous owners came forward showing that as part of their agreement, they do actually sign off on consignment. It is there in plain English that they do accept consignment opportunities given some circumstances. So that's a lie from Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. And they are on camera saying to the previous owner, when you guys leave, when we take over, we are also taking on the consignment liability. All of this is right there out in the open, yet they still refuse to give Brian his father's Lego collection back, and they refuse to pay him for that collection that they have already been selling. How is that not...
I will still hold to that, like, after finding out that this is like a big company, a very large, wealthy company, it is like, I understand it's just like, maybe it's just pure greed or pure being evil, but it's like, this company could have avoided absolutely all of this by just simply giving the stuff back or coming to some agreement to pay them in some way. But like, if hopefully this does come around and bites Bricks and Figs and hopefully it does come back and bite them in the ass, because it's like, this whole thing could have been avoided. All you had to do was like, I mean, giving the stuff back wouldn't have costed you anything. Like, that would have literally been, I know they're a major company, so I guess money's not an issue, but like, still, it's like, it could have been all just a squash.
Stolen property. So anyway, part 2 has now come out, and again, at the end of part 1, Ben did successfully sue Bricks and Minifigs in small claims court. But in response to that victory, they just shut down the location in order to weasel out of having to pay that. They lost, and now, instead of like being held accountable and like actually paying what they owe, they shut down the shop. So Reckless Ben in part 2 is now trying to serve the papers for the next lawsuit here. They won in court. He is going through the legal process, which is what in Bricks and Minifigs' official response said Ben needed to do, and he has already done that, and they have fought him tooth and nail, and they are now exploiting the legal system to try and silence him, allegedly, based on all of the evidence here. It's fucking terrifying, because in part 2, you're going to see they are using the law like it's their dick. Like, they are playing with it constantly. Bricks and Minifigs, that is. And the officers are more than happy to just swallow all of this come from them. They go out there and just start guzzling. They are there and harassing Ben and his team, threatening them constantly, and they do arrest them multiple times. They even go in with guns blazing to his fucking house and dislocate his shoulder, like roughhousing him outside, even though no one put up any kind of fight. It's crazy. Let's get into it.
So I started to file my lawsuit. But right after I filed this court case, it got rejected. And the reason was I failed to demonstrate a good faith effort to resolve the dispute prior to filing. Basically, before this court case can get approved, I have to at least attempt to settle with Josh outside of court first. I tried calling Josh, but I'm blocked.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. Basically, if Josh wants to save the day, I got him a trophy that says, Joshua Johnson saved the day. Oops. And we'll give him this trophy, but he has to give the Legos back first.
So we started driving to Josh's house.
I had never heard of that. So in order to file this lawsuit, he needed to play in the pig pen with Josh for a little bit here to demonstrate that he tried in good faith to resolve it amicably. So that's exactly what Ben tried to do. He drove out to Josh in order to meet him in person to try and just squash the beef right then and there and get the Legos back so that way it didn't have to go through the legal system here with this lawsuit. Ben has been doing everything above board based on everything that I've seen here. Again, I'm not a fucking lawyer, but it is telling him what he needs to do legally, and he is doing it. Yeah, he's kind of being a little silly about it, like with the trophy, but I mean, that's exactly what Josh deserves. He deserves to be treated like a fucking temper tantrum-riddled child. That's what Josh is. We've heard him on the phone fucking melting down, crashing out, freaking out, sucking his thumb, farting his butt off. Like, this guy super sucks. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with delivering him a little, cheeky trophy about like, oh, he saved the day. Look, you finally did it, Josh. In order to avoid the lawsuit, if Josh is willing to do that. But guess what? Josh isn't that much of a man. He's a little bitch.
This happened.
The police just showed up. What the heck? Why are the police at his house?
Oh, there's another one, dude. 2 cop cars.
My name's Officer. This is Merrick Police. The reason I stopped you is the stop sign. You didn't stop that.
I didn't?
No.
I thought I stopped.
Yeah, you definitely stopped. So you said you ran a stop sign?
Huh?
You said you ran a stop sign?
I didn't see what happened. Yeah, I was like...
Because we definitely stopped at the stop sign.
Stopped.
Yeah. I was so sure that we stopped at the stop sign that I actually requested all the police footage of this. And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
My goodness, dude, this police department is just rotten to the core. I mean, that was darn near a full stop. I mean, it was a full stop. Really? That's why you pulled these guys over for not... I mean, I really don't blame him for attempting to go the Mormon route, because it's like, what else can you really go for? It doesn't seem like this police department is going to budge to anything. Mainly because it's not really an ethical one. It's just... It clearly is somehow tied to, or again, they're writing so hard for this weird little Lego shop.
Stop.
Yeah, the corruption kicks off immediately upon Ben even entering the zone here. He's in the fucking PvP enabled zone now. So Ben gets in the server, and Josh was alerted to it potentially from some of the other Bricks and Minifigs associates that knew that Ben was there. So, as they're going to try and, have this peaceful conversation with Josh about this whole thing, as he is required to do by law as the first steps before filing a lawsuit, Josh has already alerted the police there. So Josh already hunkers down, surrounded by his own private military force here with the Utah Police Department that's protecting him, and they decide to initiate what seems to be an illegal traffic stop here on Ben, saying that he didn't stop at the stop sign, but... he requested the footage from the cops on the dash cam. You can see them stop. They stopped. I think it's pretty obvious they were just looking for an excuse to stop them and intimidate them.
So who's Ben? Me. Ben? How's Utah?
It's good.
Like it? We were forced to go home without having this good faith conversation the court requires us to have.
Pretty cool officer. He thinks he's in an action movie or something. Hey, Ben. How's Utah, bud?
Yeah, what, dude, this is insane. It is straight up, I think we were talking about mafioso, tendencies earlier. This is straight up, mafioso, again, this is oh, sheesh, it looks like you'd be ashamed if someone came in here and ruined up your nice little store. Maybe you should pay us a little extra for some protection. You know, it really, oh gosh, it's real bad.
I don't know why he's acting like that. That's so cringe. But anyway.
It's like 100% over the top.
Ben then explains the reason for being there. He then goes back to the car, and this is all on body cam. He says... give me the ID for Reckless Ben. Everything else he said was a lie. Even though Ben was telling him the true story, they just immediately write it off as a lie, showing pretty clearly that they are already against Ben and his team, trying to get justice for an old man who has been butt-fucked by this massive corporation, and they are trying to do it legally through the legal system that is instructing them to go there and have that conversation with Josh peacefully, but they're not letting him do that, so they had to go home empty-handed because, well, the police weren't going to allow that to happen.
I actually remembered that there's another owner of the store named Brandon Best. Brandon is the guy in the security camera footage that illegally kicked the first owner out of the store so he could steal all their Legos. I tried calling him, but I am also blocked.
I'm sorry.
The only option left is to show up to his house. Hello. Hey, how's it going? Hello?
So with that now being a dead end, that quest has failed. He still has to demonstrate to the court that in good faith he had a conversation to try and solve it peacefully. So instead, he is now going to one of the other owners, Brandon Best. And Brandon actually does answer the door, but Brandon seems to be in a fugue state. This guy comes out there like he's fucking possessed. I don't even think he knows what planet he's on. Brandon comes out there like he's confused on what year it is.
Hey, well, I was wondering if you'd be down to pay us for the lawsuit we won.
Gosh, what a tool.
It seems like
This is just such like, because not only is it like incredibly immature, or so you're trying to act cool and tough, but they're doing it while being super immature and just like childish. It's like incredibly childish to have a problem with somebody and then just to stand there and pout. He's like pouting. This is like a man-child sitting here pouting right now.
Like, Brandon doesn't want to have this good faith conversation to resolve this problem outside of court. And I gave him plenty of time to speak.
I guess if you don't want to talk, I'll just talk. So you guys told us to take you to court. We went to court and we won. We know you closed down the store to avoid paying us, so we could just sue you guys personally and do the whole thing again. We would obviously win again, but
then the police showed up.
This boggles my mind. So Brandon is swaying over there like a fucking drunken zombie, refusing to say any words at all. He's gone catatonic.
It's like, why even answer the door if you knew that guy was out, if you knew who that guy was outside? Why even do the weird, I'm a tough man, so I'm going to stand here and... It's really not even tough, though. You're refusing to communicate with the guy. Like an actual tough guy would, like, puff out his chest and say something to him. But, like, he's not even being tough. He's being, like, a baby about it. He's like, I'm not even going to conversate with you. And it's just like... So why didn't you just stay in the house, call the police, and not even approach? Why even? I just sorry to fixate on the tough guy aspect, but it's just like, it's not tough guy at all. It's like, if you're gonna be a coward, then just stay in the house and not even like come out and address him. Not that he addressed him at all.
His company, they've still not paid the lawsuit that they lost. How is that allowed? How is that not a crime against them? How can Ben win this case legally? It's in the system. This isn't like, far-fetched, like nonsense. It's a real legitimate case they won, and they're just not giving the payment that they are supposed to? I just don't know how that's not illegal. So the police do show up. They're immediately on Brandon's side, going after Ben about how Ben's lying about everything, even though it is all in the system. He won. How can they just say, like, nah, we don't feel like paying. In fact, we'll just shut down the store, so how's that taste? This is what we'll pay you with. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. How is that not immediately a crime that they are just dodging this, the responsibility to pay what they are supposed to? They lost. What the fuck kind of sense does this make? How is that allowed? What kind of fucking legal system do they have over there in Utah?
And again, for some reason, they are really trying to protect these criminals.
He didn't steal anything. He inherited the store from somebody else.
No, he stole $200,000
How do you know that?
Because I've been spending the last 3 months in the case, and I won in court.
He inherited the store. He's being blamed for everything that the previous owner did, and he's trying
Well, that's a lie. So we...
Okay, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The police officers are like brainwashed by Bricks and Minifigs. Are they just all in like Bricks and Minifigs pockets or something? This makes no sense. Why is she now regurgitating their lies? She doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. So why is she saying it? Is it she's coming at it from a place of like knowledge on the case? She has no clue. So why is she taking him at his word instead of Ben, who literally has a court victory confirming his side of things? Bricks and Minifigs has nothing. They have nothing. They have their lies. They have their incorrect accounts of things. Ben has actual evidence and proof. So why are the police...
I really hope that Ben... Oh, sorry, smacked the mic. I really hope that Ben in his pocket or something has, like, an actual paper that shows his winnings of the lawsuit. Like, some sort of documentation. Because that would be just sick to, like, pull out and be like, hey, this is my proof. I won this lawsuit,
On Brandon's side. Why? And why is she saying verbatim what they keep saying? This is very odd. Very, very peculiar.
A lie, and we already proved this in court. Okay.
If you come back and step foot on this property, you're gonna go to jail.
The police gave me a formal trespass notice, which I took a picture of it and sent it to the court as proof I tried to have this good faith conversation, but Brandon didn't want to have it with me. And turns out this was good enough. My court case with Brandon Best got accepted. But my court case with Josh is still going to be rejected until I find a way to have this good faith conversation with him.
So there we go. One of the fetch quests have been completed here. He tried to have the conversation with Brandon. He got trusted.
That's so fascinating that... Okay, so he did that intentionally. That's kind of cool. Again, I don't know anything legalese-wise, but like the idea that he, even just approaching the Brandon guy and standing in front of him asking for a couple of things, legally-wise, gives him, you know, gives him a good footing on the lawsuit.
Passed for it, submitted it, they accepted it, but he now still has to try and find a way to do it with Josh.
After some more research, we found out that both Josh and Brandon are super hardcore Mormon.
This becomes extremely relevant information later on as a possible connection between the Bricks and Minifigs goobers here that we are dealing with, as well as the law enforcement, because some of the local law enforcement officers that are constantly trying to have Ben and his team arrested, and actually do get them arrested, actually put them in cuffs and everything, they are also hardcore Mormons, from all of the evidence Ben presents. So is there a chance that they were just trying to protect their own, even knowing that he is doing something highly immoral and possibly very much...
I see. So I guess that makes it even better why the guy was trying to bring in the Mormon church. I didn't know about so the guys that own the company literally have ties to the church. They literally are Mormons. See, I thought they were just like loosely trying to bring in the Mormons in to kind of set things straight, but like, no, it like that literally is the case. Goodness gracious.
Allegedly, potentially criminal, illegal. Anyway, as Ben is leaving, he and his team are pulled over again by the officers, who are now initiating another traffic stop. And it became pretty clear what the tactic that was being used here from Josh and Brandon was. Since Ben had told Brandon that he is now suing them personally, he's going to go after them personally, it seems like they are desperately trying to find any excuse to have them thrown in the slammer to avoid that. So now we are going to get really familiar with the police department, because they've got them on the leash. Bricks and Minifigs, the puppet master out there, it seems, because they are using the police department willy-nilly out the wazoo, constantly sending them like dogs after Ben and his team. Even though Ben and his team are doing everything legal.
And my question has got to be for Bricks and Minifigs, at what point does this start becoming a problem for your business? Because if you've got Moist Critical, H3 Podcast, Lord knows how many other YouTube channels and other people talking about this, the EnteRChazmaN channel. No, I'm kidding. I don't have that pull. But if you have like all of these big, huge channels covering this topic, at what point does the word start to get out that like people just boycotting Bricks and Minifigs because they don't like you because you're bad people? Like, at some point that has to become a thing, right? I mean, I think they probably know that, and I think they mentioned it earlier in one of the videos, is they know that, but they don't think, given weeks or a month's time, that people will still remember this story and still remember that their company's doing things like this. But yeah, at some point the company has to realize, like, oh crap, like us being this crappy is causing people to not buy from us, you know.
Legally by the book, as they are supposed to do, as Bricks and Minifigs said they needed to do, by the way. Now they're doing it legally and being fucking stalked, basically, by the police department, wielded by Brandon and Josh.
So, yeah, we ended up just driving home, but on our way back, this happened.
What? Pulled over again? For what? How's it going?
How's it going? I'm Officer Hawkins, American Fort Police Department. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, what's your name? Are you Ben?
The police apparently got a call that we had heroin on us.
This officer is going to conduct a search of your person because there are illegal substances in the vehicle.
What?
So he's going to do that. I'm going to put this away, and then we'll be right. Don't. Oh, okay. Don't reach in your pockets for me. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
After 2 hours of searching the car, Obviously, they found no drugs.
So, you didn't find anything.
I explained to the police that we didn't have drugs, and the reality of the situation is that Bricks and Minifigs is so desperate at this point that they're willing to do anything to get us arrested so they don't have to pay for the property they stole.
Yeah, that's pretty low. These fucking scumbags are now resorting to falsifying these reports to officers. They are maliciously relaying fraudulent information to the officers to try and have Ben and his team arrested. So now Brandon/Josh here is saying that they had heroin in their car, so the police pulled them over and searched for drugs, and of course they didn't find anything.
But like, that's not like that's also super crappy. It's just it's unbelievably corrupt for the police to pull so they already know that Brandon and Josh are somehow tied to these Ben and the other people in this car. They've been dealing with this back and forth like all day. How do they not know at this point that oh, they don't have heroin in their car? It's just these guys going out. It's like they know that Brandon and Josh are going after them. Like there's no other reason not to think that.
And interestingly enough, this appears to be part of a pattern from Josh Johnson. This seems to be one of his go-to tactics. According to one of the previous owners of the Bricks and Minifigs, where all this started, the Patient Zero, when they were kicked out, when corporate swooped in and, excommunicated them from the Continental, Josh Johnson had apparently been spreading rumors telling people that they, the previous owners, were selling heroin. So Josh really seems to like that lie about, oh, a person I don't like and I want to have arrested. Oh yeah, they have heroin. Oh yeah, they're selling heroin. Apparently this seems to be something he does pretty often. Why is that not a crime? I mean, it is a crime, but why is he not?
No, but that's what I was saying. Like what Moist is saying now is exactly what I was saying, is that why exactly? So it's multiple times now that this guy has been found, or not even found, I mean multiple times that he's going out and saying people have heroin for some reason, and the police just go with it and go arrest or pull over and talk to the people that he's blaming. It's so weird.
Not being arrested for it. They've now gone through the search. They found nothing. We now know that he was wrong.
He's a liar.
And we now see that, at least according to one other source here, he has done this at least twice on purpose. That's a crime. Can we get him maybe held accountable for that shit? It's kind of ridiculous.
They were still not going to let us go until we told them where the drugs were.
Your eyes, for example, right? There's a constriction, which is dilated, and then not. So I haven't been looking at this. I'll show him. Go ahead and look at him.
I'll look at you?
Yep.
You do see it?
So.
It's crazy. I have no idea, because I've never done any drugs in my life. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I've never done any of that in my life. I'm willing to do any drug tests.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very cooperative. I don't understand, what you're seeing in my eyes.
I'm going to have a discussion with this officer.
Oh, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. They're really trying to alt. Oh, it's your eyes. Your eyes, you have heroin eyes. I can see the heroin in your eyes, Buster. But this, hats off to this guy for remaining so calm. He's like, okay, do you see it? This fucking fairy tale? You see it? Hey, look, I'll do any drug test. Let's rip it. And then the officer's like, give me a moment. Give me a second.
And then the police department illegally redacted this conversation too. My guess is that they acknowledged that it's very obvious we don't have drugs on us, but they were going to try and pressure us into giving some type of false confession anyways.
I'm not sure if you're lying to me or not, to be honest.
I'm willing to take any drug test you want.
I'm walking a very dangerous line, which can get you hemmed up a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And you could end up in jail in Utah when you're from Cali.
Okay.
Not worth it, right?
Yeah.
We play differently here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm willing to cooperate with you guys and do anything you want me to, because I'm not hiding anything. I can promise you that. I promise.
We weren't giving the police a false confession like they wanted, so eventually I guess they just got tired and let us go.
Oh my god, I love that from the officer. You're walking a real dangerous line here, mister. What, the dangerous line, being cooperative? What dangerous line is he walking? He's telling you he will do whatever drug test you want, and you're like, oh, you better be very, very careful saying shit like that. I'm about to take you the fuck down. And then they're even saying we play differently over here. No, it seems like you play stupid. It seems like you play...
No, they're right. They do play differently, like in the wrong way. Oh, we play differently here. Yeah, I can kind of tell.
Unethical ball is what it seems like, because you are being wielded like Josh's personal fleshlight. This is a complete bogus stop here based on false information. Clearly, you know there's no drugs there. There's no probable cause to take it further. Both of these men don't seem to be intoxicated or on any substances at all. It's plain as day. They're being cooperative, and they're still trying to find any excuse to lock them up, under the directions of Josh, most likely. That's what it seems to be. So yeah, I guess they do play by some different rules over there. Some very corrupt rules, seemingly. This is just totally fucking unacceptable. Every officer you see in this video doing shit like this, I think absolutely needs to be fired. And beyond that, needs to be investigated and potentially thrown in jail themselves. Having corrupt officers like this is extremely dangerous to public safety. And there is overwhelming evidence to showcase, at the very least, complete incompetence to the point where that is also dangerous to public safety. It's fucking outrageous.
We'll let you guys go now, but you're walking a thin line. Just be mindful of that. Does that make sense? Okay.
At this point, I've documented everything I've been through to the court, that I've tried to have this good faith conversation with Josh. He just doesn't want to have it with me. And because of everything I went through, my court case finally got approved.
So now we can go to the next steps here. And I know I keep interrupting a lot, but it's just so much to unpack here. So much corruption, it's unreal. All over Legos. And what is very easily provable, bricks and minifigs being in the wrong. Like, it's unbelievable. But like the officer's then saying, all right, be mindful. Be mindful of what? Driving and doing nothing wrong? Because that's what they were doing. Be mindful of what? Some psychopath lunatic calling in a false report to have the police scoot in sideways on you? That's completely out of his control. You can't be mindful of that. You have a maniac on the loose over there named Josh.
And attached to this email are court papers to serve Josh. The only problem is Josh is not going to open this door for anyone. So I made this poster that says, I stole a dying man's life savings, and printed it out. Now I'm placing this poster in a public space right across the street from Josh's house. Yeah, it turns out I have a process server to serve him his court papers. But almost immediately, my sign got blocked.
Oh no, he's blocking our sign.
As you can imagine, this is where it really pops off. So he now has the court papers to serve Josh, but he has to serve Josh. So he gets a process server out there. He tries to get Josh to come outside to, take down the sign. It is on public property. He is 100% within his right to put that sign there. But once again, protecting Josh, here comes the goof troop. They're now blocking the sign, and they're about to go have some very stern conversations with Ben, and things are going to only continue to escalate.
What are you guys doing here? So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers.
The police realize that we're not breaking any laws, and they've been called here for a false reason, so they decided to leave. And then we got the police called on us again.
Hello? Yeah, the court requires us to come in person for some reason, so...
Again, the cops realized that we are doing nothing illegal and decided to leave. Now it's time to serve Josh his court papers. But we got the police called on us again.
Hello? Yep, I see those papers. Yeah.
I just don't understand how Josh is allowed to do this. Why is this not punishable? They have come out 3 times now, and they keep recognizing...
I'm just at this point, the cops are so dirty. I'm anticipating that this cop that asked for the papers would straight up like a dummy, just run off with them. Am I wrong in thinking that the cop would be like, hey buddy, let me see those papers real quick. And it's like, okay, I got copies of it.
Recognizing that there is nothing illegal going on here, and Josh keeps calling them out. There is very clearly a deep personal connection here. And you're going to see in a moment, it might be because they are Mormons, and they are very tight-knit here. But Josh is able to just use the circus here, borrow the clowns, and keep sending them at Ben, but they don't have any legal mustard to throw him in jail over. So now, in a last-ditch Hail Mary, he's coming to check the papers to see if the papers are fake. to get him on that. Like, these are fake papers. Give me it. You're going to jail, that kind of thing. But he's about to find out they're not fake. He is doing everything lawfully and legally. He has to try and serve these papers. Josh just won't play ball with him. And I guess they all play different ball over there, because now the police are also actively trying to prevent that from happening too. They're standing in the way of justice. They are actively preventing the legal system from working.
He could even just serve the papers for me.
You okay if I give these papers to him? Yeah, for sure. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, thank you.
Sadly, we can't see the police officer serve Josh because the police department redacted all of it. But the only thing that really matters is that Josh is getting served.
He does not want the paper. So he does not want the papers? Here's that back for you.
What a surprise. How is that allowed? Hey, so he's serving you these papers, part of the legal process, an integral part of the legal process. Oh, you don't want them? Oh my God, I'm so sorry to bother you, Josh. Do you want me to fondle your balls, by the way, real quick? Okay, all right, let me do that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go take these back over there to Ben now, all right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I understand you don't want them. I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and continue to impede the legal system. Thank you so much, Josh. I love you, brother. Group hug in the shower tonight? Thoughts? All right, sorry. I'll go ahead and scram. Let me go ahead and bring these back over there to ensure that they don't get served to you as is lawfully required by the legal system. Have a good day, Josh.
Papers.
Not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that. It doesn't look good when you've been trespassed. Yeah. Trying to serve papers. Well, I think it looks exactly how we're supposed to do it legally. This is the legal way to do it.
I always thought that the police were supposed to remain unbiased, and if they were going to take a side, they definitely shouldn't take the side of the criminal. But I guess I was wrong. We got the police called on us again.
Oh, sure. The
For
paper? The serving paper?
Yeah. Trying to speak with someone to verify if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, thank you for your help. That's all for today. Thank you.
So after bringing the papers back, after refusing to serve it to Josh because he said, nuh-uh, the officer then gets like really accusatory with him, saying, this is bogus paper, this is stupid paper, you got dumb paper, watch out, bud. And then they leave. Then the cops get called on him again. This time he directly takes the papers because he's going to try and find out if they're real or not definitively.
When he definitively finds out they are real, he literally calls some sort of judicial or court-related person, probably a phone number that's literally on the papers, and they say, yes, it's real.
He definitively gets a hard, yes, those are real, it is legitimate, and you would think at that point it'd be smooth sailing, like, okay, this is all real. Everything Ben's saying seems to be truthful. That's not how this goes.
I think this phone call was the breaking point for the police.
I was rubbing his chin.
The police couldn't handle the fact that I was right and they were wrong.
Okay.
Okay, put your hands behind your back.
Am I being arrested?
You're under arrest right now.
Really?
Wow.
I was confused on what I was being arrested for. I mean, the same police officers that arrested me gave me permission to do exactly what I was doing.
You can film from the sidewalk wherever it's public, right? But you can't go on that property. If you do, you'll be charged, okay?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I got arrested for just doing what the police told me to do.
Not only doing what the police told him to do, by the way, what the legal system instructs him to do. He has to serve those fucking papers. He won in small claims court. They didn't pay. And now he's suing them personally. And to do that, as he has already been accepted and did everything by the legal process, has to serve the next phase of papers. And the cops have come out fucking 4 times. The goof troop keeps rolling in here. And now, after they have gotten definitive proof that this is all real and Ben is telling the truth,
now they have nothing to do.
Yeah. Oh, you've got some nerve.
Now they have literally no recourse but to straight up just arrest. Dude, this is crazy. This is bonkers.
Coming around Utah telling the truth, Ben. Like, what the fuck is this? This is actual insanity.
It's from Brian, the collector's son, who got all their stuff stolen. And he has a theory of what might be going on here.
Yeah, the cops down there are definitely all in with the Mormon community, and being the bricks and minifigs is part of that and worth millions. I would not doubt that they have donated hefty sums to the Mormon church.
of which all the cops are probably a part of.
Yeah, Brandon Best, Joshua Johnson, and Eamon, the CEO, are all super Mormon. Like, the CEO even went to the Mormon University. And when I looked up all the police officers who were treating me unfairly, they were all Mormon too.
And they take care of their own, man. They are like a huge clan that takes care of each other.
And instead of trying to get rid of the few bad people who are making Mormonism look bad, they're for some reason choosing to protect these criminals. But eventually, I got released from jail.
So that's where the potential connection comes into play. So all the officers are apparently pretty hard.
And I also guarantee you, I think they mentioned it earlier, but like the guys, Josh and Brandon and all of them, they also really want Ben and all of his people to be arrested and stuff because I think, oh, one, obviously intimidation. They're trying to intimidate them to get out of what they're doing. But also, I think in a way, they're trying to use it to make them look bad. Maybe they think that's going to help them out in court or something. The fact that, like, I think they mentioned it in one of the earliest videos we watched, but they're, like, looking at, maybe they think, like, in the courts or something, they can be like, see, these guys are bad. They've been arrested multiple times. And it's like, no, they've been arrested because you keep sending your police goons to come out here and try and harass them. You know what I mean?
Hardcore Mormons, as well as our main assholes here from Bricks and Minifigs. So that would explain why these officers are so cooperative with Josh in particular, even though they keep getting routine calls out there for nothing. And even though they definitely got a false report and acted on fraudulent information and still keep doing it for Josh, it seems. So I think that's probably correct. I think Brian's right. I think it is because they are all part of this Mormon community that is just looking to protect each other. So instead of holding someone accountable like Josh, who is engaging very clearly in some extremely immoral shit and potentially criminal shit, potentially he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. I think there is overwhelming evidence to suggest there is definitely something very fishy afoot at the very least, and still refusing to give back those Legos to Brian, which, again, by his own company's admission, they shouldn't even have in the first place if they don't do consignment. Thus, they have no legal right to that inventory, and they are selling what is, by textbook definition, stolen property. All of this is something not even being considered by the law enforcement, despite Brian proving in court, winning his case, that he is the one being truthful, that his account of things is accurate, that the evidence is on Brian's side, not Bricks and Minifig's side. No matter what, though, it doesn't matter to the police department here, it seems, because they'd rather just protect Josh because they're Mormons. That appears to be what's going on. That's the only possible explanation for why they're going so hard against Ben, and this isn't even the hardest they go. He gets arrested here, and he does get out on bail. He gets arrested off absolute nothingness, just complete fucking barnacles. And they still aren't done with him. They still aren't finished with him. They are actually trying to just ruin his life and throw him in jail forever for the crime of reporting the truth and trying to get justice. He is going through all of the proper legal channels, doing it the right way, and even following all of the orders from the police and still getting this unfair treatment. So yeah, it probably is because they are in this tight-knit community here, and they just want to keep protecting each other instead of holding them accountable, like Josh or Brandon or something. And it's fucking gross. So they are putting that above their duty of protecting the public and enforcing.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, in the video, he kind of showed the proof of they're all tied in to one another. What is it? The couple of the cops and then the Josh guy all went to the same college, and they're all probably from the same area.
Enforcing the law and getting the bad guys in jail. Instead, they're getting the good guys thrown in jail here.
Out of jail now?
And this is when it really hit me that the justice system has decided to protect these criminals. So now, there's really only one way I can think of to get this family the money back that got stolen from them. Which is a GoFundMe. Time to promote it, to start getting donations. We printed out the GoFundMe's picture to hang it up so we could get a nice Instagram video to post to social media. But before the group could even hang the picture up, the police came.
What you guys up to?
Bro, the fucking police department must be headquartered in Josh's house or something. Like, holy shit. He must have like an underground facility of just these clone troopers from the Utah Police Department. They are just spawn camping. They literally live in fucking Josh's house, I guess, just for the sole purpose of trying to arrest Ben and his team for trying to get justice.
We're starting a GoFundMe. Yeah. What we're doing is we're going to get a bunch of publicity to get basically all this money back for this family.
Into some defamation stuff.
Again, the police were thinking of any technicality they could think of to protect their Mormon friend.
Look at your stalking code. See if it's that. If it's not, we're going to look at disorderly. If it's not disorderly, then we're going to look at the city ordinance.
But after going through every law they could think of, it turns out that hanging this sign on a fence and then taking a picture of it for Instagram is not illegal. In fact, what the group is doing is actually protected under the First Amendment, freedom of speech. So one of the police officers let the group know that they were okay to keep doing this.
Right now, I don't think you guys break the law.
But this other police officer wasn't able to accept this reality.
We're going to take it down.
I love that. One officer's like, all right, so you guys aren't breaking the law, and the other guy's like, dagnabbit, and takes it down and throws it in the cruiser.
I would love to know what cops talk about in their cruisers. Like dirty cops like this. Like, again, like you're kind of seeing the difference between one cop that's like, yeah, you guys aren't doing anything, and then there's another cop that's like taking a knife out and cutting their crap down. So it's like, I don't know. I would love to. I mean, I guess their conversations have to be recorded, right? They're all wearing freaking cameras 24/7.
So you can see them literally salivating and trying to really grasp at straws for any possible way of perverting the law to suit their puppet master's instructions, allegedly, to have them arrested. So they are doing everything they can to find some way, some excuse to arrest them, even though what they're doing isn't illegal. And the officers even said that on his body cam, by the way.
I can actually hear what they're saying here.
He sees it or give it back to him? Is it an occasional crime? Is it disorderly conduct? Why? Is he upset about it? I mean, I guess, but that's not...
Yeah, this police officer is right. Just because this might make Josh upset does not make this poster illegal. So, I decided to let the police department know that some of the redactions they made aren't exactly what they're claiming they are.
Redaction was.
Okay, well, that didn't happen.
That definitely didn't happen?
No, I don't do that, Ben. I follow the Utah State Code, like I just said.
Right here, the police are actually admitting to themselves that none of this is illegal, but they're still going to try to arrest us anyways. It seems like the only reason they're getting rid of this audio is to protect the police officers from getting fired. I don't know what the police officers are saying in this next clip, but I'm pretty sure they're scheming up a way to get the group arrested, because this is what happens next.
And Lieutenant Adamson can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to seize your phone right now.
Do not do that. You understand me? Right now you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay? Put your hands behind your back.
So Ben was able to sync up some of the redactions here and
What do you mean, don't do that? He was handing you the phone.
Saying, and it does appear that they are saying, like, yeah, not really a crime, but then they still do find a way to weasel out some kind of excuse for an arrest, and that's exactly what they do. So, and he also reports it, by the way, and the lady says, that didn't happen. Nope, we don't do that, Ben. I don't do that. Didn't happen. Even though you can watch and hear it, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, now they start arresting him, and as he's giving him his phone, he goes to lock it, and Officer Goofball here, in his tactical glasses, hits him with a, don't do that. I thought he was about to draw his weapon on him. All because the guy had the gall to try and lock his phone. Which is like a normal habit, by the way. Anytime I see my phone's unlocked, I lock it too. Every human being on the planet does. So, just going to lock his phone, super normal. That's not destroying evidence. Also, they don't have any legal ground to stand on for how that could be destroying evidence. They don't even have a warrant to search it or anything. So he did nothing wrong, but the officer instantly springs into, like, combat mode there over it.
I was just locking my phone.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to the police officer's body cam POV so we can dissect what just happened. First, the police officer asks if he can confiscate Sheldon's phone, so Sheldon says, okay, and reaches in his pocket to give it to him. But at this point, Sheldon sees that his phone is unlocked, And at this moment, he decided that before giving it to the police officer, he was going to lock his phone, which is totally legal. There's no search warrant, so Sheldon is legally allowed to lock his phone. But as the police officer saw Sheldon's thumb moving towards that lock button, he snatched it out of his hands. And now the police officer's claiming that because he tried to lock his phone, he's destroying evidence.
Silence. Yeah, I was giving it to you.
Talking.
I was
Stop
giving
talking.
it to you.
Okay.
Let him have the phone. I wasn't trying to delete anything. In fact, it is actually impossible to delete something from an iPhone from a locked screen by hitting the power button. So in no context could I have been trying to erase something by hitting one button on my phone. Now I'm sure you have a phone as well. When you hit the power button, that doesn't delete anything, does it?
I imagine it wouldn't, yeah.
Yes, that's all I did.
Another arrest in the books for these fucking corrupt weenies over there. This is outrageous. So now he has to defend himself about, like, the claims of destroying or obstructing evidence for locking his phone, which, again, everyone does that, and he's legally within his right to do so. They don't have a search warrant for it. But they're...
Alright, yeah. Well, I feel like I've seen plenty. Gosh, I gotta go to the bathroom, so that's why I think I'm gonna go ahead and end things. But goodness gracious, I might finish the rest of this video later. This is just crazy. I really do think this whole story is just as juicy as I had been kind of hearing about it. Just absolutely insane.
Well, well. Looks like you've reached the end, haven't you? You imbeciles. On EnteRChazmaN, you'll witness gaming brilliance beyond your comprehension. ChazmaN Live brings the drama. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. EST. Longplays delivers full journeys, uncut and unspoiled. Join the Patreon, Discord, Instagram, and TikTok below, if you can manage it. Still not following EnteRChazmaN? Then mediocrity clearly suits you.